So, as we had last left it off, the party, after declining the invitation to join the New Order, decided that they would do it their own way to try and find the settlements of Stars Independence and Stars Legacy to work together. You split up and you went and spoke with each of the individual leaders, and from there they aired their grievances of the other towards you, and both groups came to the realization that most of the communication between both settlements over the last few weeks had been done through messages. The leaders revealing that each message we're getting were steadily worse and worse as time went on. Each group kind of had the inclination that these messages were forged, and you left to hurry back to meet up with the rest of the party to discuss your next option and reveal to each other the information you've gleaned from both leaders. So, which side did you want to meet on? Was it Independent side or Legacy side?
Don't think we actually discussed this, did we?
No, I think the more times we cross that bridge, the worse our chances are.
Or did we talk about the bridge? Maybe we said we'll meet at the bridge, so it's the most.
I mean, I assume if the party was splitting up, then you would innately have an inclination of where you would meet back together again. We don't have to roleplay it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say back at the camp, to be fair, would be the best place. Back at our camp, just outside, and then we're not showing favouritism to either side, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Great.
Okay. So, the ones on the Independent side, you will make it back to the camp before everybody else. The ones on Legacy side, you do eventually make it up to the camp where your Sparhawks, 3 retainers, and Gloria are waiting for you. So now at this point, I would say it is close to probably, after meeting with both leaders and travelling about, it's probably close to about 11 o'clock in the morning. So you're now back together again.
So where do we begin? Does anybody have any thoughts about how we make these meetings safe, or as safe as we can?
There are many ideas, but all of them have their own risks.
Agreed.
I personally am a fan of 2 of us pretending to be the leaders, meeting in the middle of the bridge and seeing what happens. I expect an assassination attempt. I feel that we could survive it easier than the actual leaders could.
I agree with Chris.
And who would act as a decoy?
It would have to be someone that can magically disguise themselves, which I believe comes down to me, Bark, and Cora. Bark would possibly be better suited, prowling around in his little stealthy ways, tracking down other people.
Okay.
I'm just going to put it... they've spent the last X amount of weeks communicating not with themselves via notes and letters. If any, we don't want to carry on that setting, put it into their minds that that's what they have to do. They have to meet at some point, and they're going to have to do it. If they carry on putting it on other people's shoulders and going through notes and stuff, they're not going to learn. They have to be grown-ups.
I'm not saying that we actually act as mediators for this initial meeting, just that we pretend to be them to draw out any potential assassins. Ideally, we'll meet in the middle, we'll chat for 10 minutes. If nothing happens, we can then call the real leaders in to have an actual meeting between themselves. But I feel that if we just take the leaders down and one of them gets killed, and that's obviously, we're then going to have a very hard time convincing them that it wasn't the other side that was responsible for this person's death. And they've been at each other's throats for so long.
If we do disguise ourselves and meet on the bridge and there is some sort of assassination attempt, how are we going to convince one side that it wasn't the other side in the first place?
More problems, but hopefully if that happens, all of us looking out can hopefully work out where the assassination came from. We capture them, and then we can, politely ask him questions in front of representatives from both sides.
So we have people stationed at each end of the bridge, watching the
That
crowd.
would be my idea. It'd be handy if we had a party of about 200. That would make this plan much easier.
Okay.
And then where would the real leaders be if this was to take place? What would be your suggestion for Chris?
Everybody except Sparhawk can notice that there is an individual skulking in some bushes, probably 200 feet away from you.
Do we recognise him at all? Or them at all?
They are attempting to hide. So no, you do not recognise them because you just notice there is movement and a shape in nearby bushes. You don't see faces or any defining features at this point.
So because of what happened the other night, do we have eyes on Sparhawk's retainers? Can we see all of them?
No, they're sitting around. They're
Okay.
there right beside you.
Just making sure it wasn't the horn dog.
How far away is this movement?
The movement itself is it was very brief. Kind of like maybe they were repositioning themselves inside the bush. They're 200 feet away from you at the moment.
200 feet away. That's quite far.
It's out of the range of all of my spells.
Are we on a flat plain with trees surrounding us? Or are we in a wooded area? What's the area like?
But basically as what you see right now.
Yeah.
Like the river is near. The river is nearby. A few clusters of trees. A few like hedge bushes like clumped together effectively. Just wilderness.
I assume we're all noticing that little shadow in the corner of everyone's eye over there.
Yes, I can't quite reach him with any of my spells. Could you perhaps slink off and go walk off as if you're just going back to the camp or going to do something else and sneak round and get a better angle on him?
If we can cover him up, I can turn him invisible and he could shoot on up then.
What are you talking about?
Are we talking about this hidden figure? Are we still talking about this hidden figure?
Don't worry about it.
I will mentally cast message to Sparhawk and give him the location of blah blah and tell him not to. Don't look. He's over there.
Sparhawk is a very unsubtle wink.
Don't know why I bothered with message. We were clearly speaking about it 2 seconds ago. I could have just told you. I doubt he can hear us at like 200 feet away.
Or I can wild shape into the line and reach him quite quickly. I've got a speed of 50 feet. I can dash and make 100 feet and just leap at this figure and bring him back with my claw in my mouth as a lion.
I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there that we don't know he's nefarious. This could be a kid from the village playing hide and seek with his friends. I don't really think attacking them with a lion without any information at all could be the best thing.
But then if I see it as a kid, I would just frighten him, her, they.
And you would permanently mentally scar a child, but I don't think anyone particularly cares about that.
Everybody is a possible spy at this moment.
Emron, turn into whatever animal you want. Someone turn me invisible. I'll trail him so there's not just one of us going over.
Yeah, so
I'll cover you.
Seems like a much better plan.
Tap him on the shoulder.
Okay. So, Isaac, you go up to Bark, and you cast invisibility, and all of a sudden, Bark's shape glimmers, shimmers, and then disappears.
I'm going to reach out to where he was and touch him and cast guidance on him.
Okay. So, at that same time, Enron, you wild shape into a lion. Is that right?
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to let Buck do his thing.
Okay. So, Buck, you are now invisible.
Oh, so you're not coming with me? I'm wrong. Great. Thanks.
I mean, I could be
That's
there
fine.
in like 6 seconds is fine. Or be in range of spells within 6 seconds.
Okay, so I'm invisible, so I'm just going to make the dash in his direction. If we're in open space, necessarily rustle trees or bushes or anything, I'm just going to
All right.
run that way. As you know,
All right. I want you to make a stealth check at advantage, please.
cool. So I just do that. I just roll twice, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have just rolled once because you're already set to double
Yeah.
roll.
Oh yeah.
That's survival. Please re-roll stealth.
Oh yeah. God's sake, I'm not here today.
Nice, 15.
So, you start dashing towards the last known location. And you get within 150 feet. 100 feet.
Mm-hmm.
No movement, no reaction. Then you quickly rush on over to the last known location. I want you to make a perception check, please.
Yeah.
Okay. You look around to left and right, peering, examining. And just when you think, it must have been eyes playing trick in it, that's when you notice that there is a humanoid individual crouching in some bushes some 30 feet away to your left. They are facing towards the party and they are being very, very still.
Can I get any sort of what kind of humanoid is it?
From this direction, they appear to be human. Nothing, nothing odd about their structure. They are hooded, so you can't see you can't see their face at the moment. You can see the very top of their eye or their head is just poking out over the very top of the bush.
Anything recognisable about the uniform? Anything we would have seen in the last couple of hours or so, or is this a brand new sort of? Yeah,
It's a grey travelling cloak sort of thing. It's a very common thing, especially from what you've seen in Independence.
all right.
Because the New Order did not have a specific uniform, shall we say?
No. All right. All right. I'll run back and inform everyone of what. It's a person. I can't be sure. I don't want to strike in case it's someone important or useful.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna make my way back to the party and inform them.
All right. So you guys wait around for a couple of minutes. And all of a sudden, a voice says from Neverspace that information.
I mean, is there like a more secluded wooded area that we could perhaps move into where we would be out of sight of this individual?
Yeah, there's a cluster of trees that you can make your way to. That's relatively nearby. Probably about a 5-minute walk.
I think we should, like, casually, so as not to make it obvious that's why we're doing it, just start wandering towards that direction while chatting, and then we can hopefully have a discussion in private. But while doing that, I'd keep an eye on where we last saw him to see if I see any other movement from that.
Make a perception check, please.
And then I remember that I have to roll dice, and it never goes well.
Okay. You do not see any movement from that bush. But then again, you are quite a distance away from it now, so if there is any movement, it would be very difficult to tell.
That's fair.
Standing, seeing as I'm going to be invisible I'll take the invisibility for as long as possible, and
It'll be 10 minutes. So.
Oh, okay. Well, for the 10 minutes they're walking, I'm going to keep a distance behind just in case they start moving forward or around.
Or distance behind the party, or distance behind the individual?
Behind the party. As I'm going
Right.
to let them walk away and sort of keep back. And
Can you make a perception check, please?
Yes.
Last an hour, Jack, invisibility.
Oh, there we go. As the party is moving on ahead, you can, Buck, you can see a very skilled, trained movement from this individual. They are darting from bush to bush, only when the timing is right. They appear to be following, but keeping a good distance from the group.
Okay. Okay, I'll meet up back with the group after they've gotten to wherever they were planning to get to, and just he's following us, or she, whoever this person is. They're watching us now.
I mean, I'm less concerned that it might be an innocent party now. Perhaps just if you could sneak up on them, Bark, grab them, and then we could all rush over and assist you, just in case they are stronger than you. Should be able to hold them for a few seconds, and then by that time most of us could have reached there in some form or other.
How much time of invisibility would I have left?
Nearly an hour.
Oh, I thought you said it was 10 minutes.
Yeah, Isaac corrected me.
Ah. Alright, yeah, alright,
I think finding out who this person is could be very good for us.
Yeah, we definitely need to know.
Before I do this, just so we're aware, if I can't grapple him, can I kill him? Or at least wound?
Maybe knock him out, not kill.
Yeah, if he starts fighting back and it's you or him, then hell yeah. But alive if possible, so we can find out who the hell he is.
I mean, if he tries to escape and I don't manage to put him down.
Potentially better that he's dead than...
Can't imagine anybody sneaking around has good intentions.
Exactly. I was prepared to ignore it when we first saw them, but the fact that they're following us...
Alright, give me a minute.
Right.
And I know there's no map, but I will try and find optimal position to get this person. They're in the bushes surrounding us, aren't they? So it's not...
since you guys are moving into a cluster of trees, looks like this person's moved just a little bit closer and gone to the very outskirts of the trees behind a trunk.
Right, okay. Then I am... So they're behind a tree?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so... I will use... No, I won't. Actually, no, yes, I will. Can I put Hunter's Mark on them, please?
Yes, you can. I'm going to have him do an insight check to see if he notices that, because...
Yeah, that's fine.
It's basically... Oh, if you cast a spell, that will break your invisibility.
Oh, it will, won't it?
Yes. Do you want to continue with that motion?
Hold on a second, let me just concentrate up to an hour. Check. Use the bonus. It doesn't let me follow them. It doesn't let me know where they are, does it? It just means that I do more damage.
You're aware of their location.
Yeah, within how many feet? How many miles or feet is it? There we go. 8 hours and use a spell. Oh, let's see if that's just time. Right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to get as close as humanly possible to this person behind the tree and
make another stealth check at advantage, please.
Will do. Stealth. And I'm
just so you know, I rolled a 23 on my perception.
Oh. All right, so still invisible. I'm going to knock an arrow and keep it. So when I appear, I literally appear arrow to them. I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on them and go, So, you think watching me is a good idea? Do you?
He's looking down at the arrow. He says, "No, we." And then you can see him. He looks like a mid-20s individual, growing a little bit of stubble in his face, sandy blonde hair. Got a couple of scars over his brow as well. He is clearly armed with a longbow and a short sword.
Holding it to him to do. Everyone, I've got it pinned. So, little man.
You are over 100 feet away from the party at the moment.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
However, Isaac, you know that your concentration has been broken.
Yeah, I just wouldn't know where he was.
Yeah.
Well, when he loses invisibility, we would be able to see him.
Make a perception checks.
All of us.
Yeah, if you want to try and see Bark.
We'd all be looking out
Yeah.
if we see him.
Oh,
So
you go.
anybody who rolls over 15 can clearly see Bark on the outskirts of this cluster of woods. You can't see who he's talking to, but he's clearly pointing an arrow at someone.
I'd dash over at this point, and I would also
Same.
ready Misty Step if it looks like someone's escaping from Bark.
No.
I won't use it, but as soon as someone moves from him, I'll double my movement. Well, not double. Increase my movement with Misty Step.
So I'll keep that in mind. So Cora and Vorkris are dashing over to Buck. So Buck, you had this arrow right next to him, and he's looking at you, just going, "Hey, come on now! We don't have to get violent, do we? I ain't done nothing wrong. I'm just following orders. I just asked to keep an eye on you. That's all. You weren't told to do anything else. Just keep an eye."
And would I know who these orders are from by any chance?
I don't know.
Right. I'm gonna keep my arrow to him and just wait for a minute because I want everyone to be around before I try and do this guy.
Look, it's a pretty hot day. Do you mind if I have, just a brief, swig of my flask of water? He's got his hands up his hip, so.
I'm just gonna inch the arrow in close and just go. When everyone else is here, you can have a drink. Don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you now.
No, I'm gonna.
If we're friends.
It's fine. All right, no worries, man. No worries. Ah, shit! No, I dropped it. Can you just pick it up for me?
You're really.
How
trying
close
to get
are we?
into our lines, yeah.
You'll be arriving within the next few seconds at least. So. Hey, come on, man! Like.
I'm going to lower the arrow to his right leg and just push it into his thigh and say, "You can pick it up if I can take the leg."
If you push it into his thigh, he is gonna he's not gonna push back, but he's not gonna let you get that close. He's gonna move his hands and be like, "Hey, come on now! Hey, you may have an arrow pointing at me, but I ain't gonna fucking let you do that. I'm not gonna let you torture me, mate."
And I'm not here to torture you. I'm just here to make sure that you don't
put the arrow away. So put the arrow away. You got me. Well done. You win. Have a cookie. As at this point, Cora and Vorkris arrive. Oh, lovely. More people.
Yes, there's more of us, but you already knew that.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Any particular reason you were following us?
I was asked to. There we go.
Hi-ho.
By my boss.
Which
Who
is
somebody I'm not allowed to talk about.
I suggest you be a little bit more cooperative with us and answer our questions. I cast suggestion.
I'll let him do a wisdom saving throw.
Indeed. DC 13. I don't know if he succeeds or not. Okay. Well,
his eyes gloss over and just goes, "Oh, yeah, I was asked by Wenus and Dargon."
Isn't that better when you answer our questions a bit more
Yeah.
You should throw your weapons as far away from you as you can.
Fuck off.
Yeah, unfortunately, suggestion only works for one thing, so he's cooperating with us, but I can't.
But I'm going to say it and hope that Vorkris picks up on the fact that it's a good suggestion.
Yeah, but I'd have to do another spell slot to
Yeah.
do another suggestion.
Oh, you can only
Is it-
suggest one.
Yeah, the
thing.
suggestion at the moment is that he cooperates with us.
So at that
Technically,
point, when the spell does wear off, he goes,
That lasts 8 hours, Jack.
oh, does it? Okay.
8-hour concentration.
So he's just like, he's like wide-eyed and like drooling a little.
I mean, I don't reckon this guy knows a whole lot. If he's, he might do.
Oh,
Why did you tell us
the
what you
sugge-
know about the order?
the suggested activity can be completed in a shorter time, and the spell ends when the subject finishes what it was asked to do.
He was asked to cooperate with us, so I didn't say cooperate with us for one question.
He says, "I suggest you answer the question."
Didn't think that's what I said. Definitely not what I meant to say. I will trust you, as I always
Right,
do.
so
If
I'm
I watch the
fairly-
video later, I'll cry.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain you said, "I suggest you answer the question," but if the video playback reveals that he said, "I suggest you cooperate," then I'll give you an inspiration. But at that point, when he finishes answering the question, the spell is completed. So he just goes back to his. All right, so you're just trying to. All right, are you the type of person that just goes up to random people just trying to fuck with their mind or something?
Yes, when the random people are sneaking around, following us, spying on what we're doing. Yes, that's exactly what I do. You're lucky you're not fucking dead.
Yeah, you look like the type of person who stabs someone in the back.
You're facing me right now.
Yeah, whatever, mate. So.
Oh my god, it's Redas!
So yeah, like, all right. So you got me. You know who my boss is now. I'm already a dead man because I already fucking revealed way too much. So thank you very much for that. You might as well just fucking unleash the arrow now, mate, because I ain't gonna fucking survive that.
You could tell us everything you know about the order, and then maybe we'll protect you.
You, how would you do that? How would you do that?
Well, you see, the thing is about the Order and people that work for them, i.e. fucking idiots like you, is that you underestimate us, which is why you thought skulking around in a fucking bush would be enough to sneak up on us. It wasn't. Now look where you are. The Order will make the same mistakes.
You have no idea what you're getting into, do you? You have no idea what they're capable of, do you?
Do you know what we're capable of?
I'm aware that you're capable of disrupting a plan several weeks in the making.
A plan that would have resulted in lots of people dying. Don't feel too bad about that.
Well, if we had it our way, nobody would die, except maybe one or two necessary sacrifices.
Yeah, nobody would die apart from people that would die. See, I'm not happy with anyone dying without a good reason. You filling your pockets with shit from this new world is not a good reason.
Hey, why the fuck did anybody even come to this place if not to get rich? Come on. Let's not kill each other.
For freedom.
Well, we have the fucking freedom, and look what it's done to fucking Star's legacy and Star's independence. They've got all the freedom in the world, and what do with it? They fight each other.
And how much of that is down to you? They'd still be fighting each other if you hadn't been fucking with them for weeks, sending dodgy fucking messages to them.
All right, listen to me, Dragonborn. Listen to me. These people were fighting each other way before any of us turned up and started doing anything.
Well, the problem is that it's kind of difficult to believe you.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
We have spoken to both sides of them. They all seem perfectly reasonable people. The only people that have been fucking things up around here is you.
Look, maybe the boss egged things on a little, but they did not like each other way before we turned up, buddy.
Have we all gathered around this person?
You can hear Vorkris and this individual arguing through the woods, but only at the moment. But at the moment, only Cora, Bark, and Vorkris are there.
I got bored and walked over.
I think hearing all about well, I certainly would walk over.
All right,
Let's all go.
Okay, so that means during the process of Vorkus and this individual arguing, the rest of the party turns up. All right, so what are we going to do, eh? What, are you going to kill me? You going to shoot me and leave me for dead for the wildlife?
Well, you said you were dead already.
Yeah. Well, maybe I should have asked for more money if I knew that you guys were a bunch of cold-blooded killers, eh?
Do we have time for this? Should we just not tie him up and leave him and carry on with what we were talking about?
Oh, you leave me up for the wolves to get me. That's nice.
Can I incite his belief that he's a dead man from the order?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because if he truly believes he is dead if he goes back to them, then I wouldn't actually have a problem with letting him go, because then he won't go back to them and give them any information. 21.
He seems pretty genuine in his words, actually. Like, he's a pretty aloof at the moment, but you can see in his eyes that he's like very, very quickly trying to figure out like what the fuck's going to happen to him. How is he going to get out of this sort of thing?
I mean, absolute worst case scenario, I can burn another spell slot and he can walk in one direction for the next 8 hours. Which he may or may not survive, but if he does, he's still 8 hours back to town. So 16 hours away from them having any information that would help them.
But do you think he knows more than what he's revealing? You guys have been questioning him. You do? You think he knows more? Has any?
I don't know. He seems like a low-level, useless fucktard to me.
I don't know. He's got a fair amount of stealth, almost in my kind of line.
If you guys think he knows more, then have any of you got some kind of truth serum spell that can get some more info out of him? If you know what I mean.
No such thing as truth serum. No.
I'm kind of hinting on someone's truth.
He's talking to me. He's talking to me. Oh, it's just a second level spell slot, and I don't know that I want to waste it on this guy.
That's why I asked, do you think he's got he knows more? If not, then
all right. So before that, maybe we could spend like 2 more seconds and see if we could convince him. If he thinks he's a dead man, maybe he will go with what Vorkus says. And like he asked, how could we protect him?
Yes,
I'll just look at him, and I will say, just like they demanded loyalty from us without giving any information as to what they wanted. If you're dead, do you have a better choice than to tell us what you know and have us offer you protection?
Make a persuasion roll.
Do it.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
No, because your guidance is still being applied to Vark.
Oh, it was only 1 minute. Hasn't it been more than a minute?
It lasts for an hour, doesn't it?
No.
Guidance is only a minute.
Oh, yeah, then you can cast it on yourself.
All right, then I want to say guidance. All right, what did you want? Persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what that does. And then guidance is a D4. Fuck.
He looks at you and he says, "Look, I'm sure you're very, very impressive in your own right, but I've seen what Dargon can do. I've seen what his top lieutenants can do. I've heard stories of what they've done. I don't know you, but I know them. And I'll be honest, even though you surrounded me, even though you got a knife point, even though you got an arrow pointed at me, I'm more scared of them at the moment than I am of you."
Well, he's not going to talk. Are you? You're not going to answer any more questions.
Oh, I'll answer questions, but it depends on what the questions you ask. You want to know what my favourite food is? I'll fucking tell you that. You want to know where I was born? I'll tell you that. But if you want to tell me, like, anything important, no, because I don't know anything important. I'm just a scout for the New Order. Like, I'm good at sneaking through the wilderness, and I'm good at seeing things. That's why they've asked me to keep an eye on you. And that's it.
Where were you supposed to be meeting them to give your report?
Oh, I was going to meet them up tomorrow or something like that. I was going to go back to the
Where?
hideout. I'm fairly certain that you guys do know where the hideout is, right? They told me you guys were invited and you rejected it. Which was really fucking stupid, by the way. Like, making an enemy of these guys is just, like, that's tantamount to suicide.
Bark's going to scrunch his face up here and say nothing and just hold the arrow.
What do you know of Dargon?
That he built a base under a town without anyone seemingly realizing.
Yeah, do you know how he did that?
Tell me, go on. I'm interested.
Well, I mean, it's rumors at best, but I ain't seen nothing. But I've heard other people that say they've seen it. But there's a whole bunch of engineers from Legacy. I mean, he kidnapped them and basically forced them to build it without anybody knowing it. Like, these are the same people that are ready to build a very sturdy bridge in just a few days. So building an underground hideout for him was pretty easy pickings under threat of death. As far as I know, he has them locked up right now.
He has prisoners.
He has useful people that he intends to use to build up this order. He's got resources, and if you don't want to, if you ain't going to work with him, then he's going to make you work for him.
So he's enslaving people.
Well, yeah.
I look at back.
What did you say, sorry?
I look at back. I just stare at back.
I don't look at Sparhawk. I just give that sort of, all right, shut up.
Look, right, listen to me and listen well, all right? For your own like safety. I got nothing against you guys except for the fact that you got an arrow pointed at me at the moment, and the Dragonborn is a little bit too big for his britches. But like, I didn't come here to hurt anyone. I just came here to keep an eye on people, and and the New Order does seem like a genuinely decent way to make something of yourself. Now, Dargon Gondar knows one thing: conquest. Back in the old world, the wars of the barons and the lords. Well, that was his playground. Rumor has it, hundreds have died to his axe, and apparently he left the old world because his love of combat died with those people along the way. Apparently he was unsatisfied because he weren't receiving any challenge in combat anymore. He was hoping he came here hoping something would challenge him.
If you go back to these people, you're a dead man.
Yeah, I mean, they already know they already know I'm speaking about it because of the vow and all that.
So if we let you walk, which direction are you going?
I don't know. Can't stay here. I mean, I know the few places I could go in the wilderness, but maybe I'll just go back to New Uranium. They got themselves sorted there, ain't they?
Are there members of the Order in New Uranium?
I don't know.
Varys mentioned New Uranium.
Can I insight that?
Yeah,
Who
go ahead.
knows that?
Oh, nice.
He seems to be honest. You don't detect any falsehood from them.
Varys did mention New Uranium when we first met him, I believe.
Has
Whether
anyone
they are
asked
there or
what
not.
this guy's name is? What is your name?
Baldwin. Look, I was one of the early ones, right? I came with the leaders as they were looking out for a new settlement. I came here when they first built the bridge, right? And then one day, when we were just getting ourselves sorted, Dargon shows up. Everything was fine. He was, I don't know, I guess he just looked real bored. And then this massive predator attack, like fucking huge, you wouldn't believe it. And he killed it in one blow, like severed it in the middle with one swing of his axe. I've never seen anything like it. We all cheered for him. But I mean, I pride myself on being a perceptive, insightful person. It's why they brought me on board. And I saw him. There was no glory in his eyes. There was no satisfaction. He looked like the most bored person in the world after he killed that thing in one blow. I can only imagine having that much strength. And
You say
no
he
elation
just,
from it.
you say he just arrived. Do you mean he arrived in the Star Settlement, or he came from somewhere else?
He came to the Star Settlement from New Uranium, as far as I know.
Yeah, but where did he land is where I'm asking. Where did he come from? Like, his ship, he wouldn't have been on a communal ship, surely.
I don't know. I never asked. I mean, there ain't been any rumours as far as I know. He came to the New World along with everybody else.
Well, with his generals, or whatever they're called, or without them.
I don't know. I think Varys was here first. I think Nature, the Tiefling, I think she came after that. And then very close together there was that Drusilla, and then that Maxwell fella. Yeah, and then very shortly after that, that Wenos turned up, and those are the people that he's like kind of, I don't know, they brought it. It makes it sound more than what it is, but I guess they're his inner circle. Like, he has lots of meetings in there, and he's got a few other people that he's like spoken with. But generally, to be honest, it was Varys that like brought me on board. Like, he was the one that came to me and asked me to join them, and I was like, yeah, sounds like a good deal. So, yeah.
Do you know how many people are in the Order? Just roughly, ballpark figure?
Oh, I've seen
Hundreds, thousands?
There's no thousands of people don't exist in the New World, as far as I know. I mean, unless there have been more ships turning up. Maybe 40, maybe 50 people.
Okie doke.
Well, I believe him. He's just a scout, from what he's saying. He's talking way too much for someone who he knows he's going to die.
Yeah, I'm fucking dead, man. So, to be honest, like, after speaking with you guys and you're offering your promise of protection, here's my level of thinking right now. You're either going to go take them on and try and stop whatever they're going to do, and you're going to take them down, in which case I get to live. So, hooray for me. Or you guys are going to fucking die, but that gives me enough time to get away. So,
aren't you lucky with your win-win situation?
Well, I like to think I'm pretty insightful.
Do you have any idea what their plans are? Surely that'd be a better option, being able to live out in the open instead of having to hide for the rest of your life.
I want you to make a persuasion roll, Cora.
Can I cast my shitty guidance on myself again?
Yeah, sure. If you want to,
it's not
make yourself
shitty. Good start.
Yeah.
Roll your d4.
Yes.
19. Look, I'm just a scout. There's only so much I know, alright? As far as I know, they want the Star Settlements to fight each other. And they don't care who wins. They just want a victor. And that's when they're going to come in, and, well, we were going to step in, and we were going to offer them all of the stuff that we have, and as far as I know, Dargon was going to become the new leader. Sound plan. We weren't going to hurt anyone. We were just going to let other people do it for us. Like I said, These people were fighting each other long before Wakeham. Now, they were going to get to this point eventually. Maybe Dargon just pushed it along a little, but they were going to do this. Don't get me wrong.
Or maybe they'd have, come to their senses, started negotiating like normal people, and joined back at least in a trading settlement capacity.
I don't think you understand the sheer hatred that the Indies have. People from the Stars Independence, they fucking hated the old world. And like maybe the people from Stars Legacy will be like, yeah, we can understand why you hate it, but they're always like, well, you have to appreciate some of the good qualities of them. And the Independence people were like, no, absolutely not. And they were the most abrasive. And you're talking to someone who is part of the Independence crew, right? They were way, way, way overzealous in their hatred. And of course, it is going to turn Legacy away. But the people who respect what the old world was also happens to be the most learned people, the people that actually had trade, people who could actually build this place into something what it was. So it's not our fault that they did this to themselves. Dargon was just making the best of the situation and they were stalling things. They were dragging it out, and he was going to bring a conclusion. They could either all die, or one of them, could survive.
Okay.
In the same way Sparhole looked at me a minute ago, I look back at him.
Well, I'm not a violent person, but I'm a pragmatic person. I'm a survivalist, at least I like to think so. I didn't want to get involved in their fights, but it's going to happen.
If they fought and one side won, and then Dargon came in and offered all this stuff, and they rejected him, what would his response be?
I don't think they'd be in a situation to reject, I'll be honest. We have
They wouldn't have a choice.
We have food, we have weapons, we have engineers, we've got magics, we have herbs, we have materials, we've got everything we need to actually build a settlement. And if you have literally just lost everything and you don't know what to do with yourselves, and somebody comes along and offers you everything you could possibly need, why would you say, no, we don't want it, bugger off? Imagine if you're back in the old world and you're dying out in the wastelands, and then and you need a drink of water, and then somebody comes along with a flask and says, I have a drink of water, I also have more drinks of water in this wagon over here, would you like to ride with me? You're not going to say, no, I don't trust you, are you? It'd be like, can I have the water, please?
What do you want
So
to do?
all he wants is to be king?
Well, I guess. I mean, he's never really shown any... I mean, from what I've seen of him, he's never shown any predisposition towards wanting to rule, but it's what he's working towards. So maybe that will satisfy him. I don't know. I don't know the man. I'm only speaking through rumors from other people, So, have I answered your questions? Can I go?
You
What do you
captain
lot
that.
think? Are we letting him go or not?
I would cast message to Bark and say, you've got Hunter's mark on him, right? So we'd know which direction he goes after he leaves here. You can reply mentally to me so he can't hear us.
He's going to counterspell that for Chris.
Nowhere to go, yeah. But I don't just believe he's going to be.
He's going to counterspell message.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll cast message again, and I'll keep casting message till he runs out of spell slots.
All right, so sorry, Bark, what were you going to reply?
Oh, I don't know. No, I just imagine him going, no, stop. No whispering in your head. I mean, yeah, I've got the hunter's mark on him, but I don't just believe that he's not going to be a dead man.
Yeah, he seems genuinely fearful for his life, so I don't think he's going back there. So I don't think they're going to. I mean, there's nothing really useful he could tell them anyway. In fact, did you learn anything useful about following us?
You like to stand around and talk a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
He's laughing.
So yeah, I believe he's going to go.
I'm going to ask him. How do they know what conversations we would have had in theory? Would they have just asked you when you've been honest?
No, they didn't ask me this. They didn't ask me to spy on your conversations. They just asked me to keep an eye on you. That's what I did.
Okay. So, in theory, if you had something to report back, they wouldn't kill you.
Well, they already. I mean, I made the vow to not talk about that side of the thing. Fairly certain they already know I've spilled the beans, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's an arrow heading towards my head at this very moment. It looks.
Have a choice. Will you run?
Of course, I'm going to run.
Let him go.
I vote to let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
thanks. I'm genuinely surprised. Thank you. Bye. And begins rushing off.
Yeah, and so Bark can track him for the next hour, and just hopefully he should be moving away from the city. And if he is, then happy days. I mean, if he's not, there's not a lot we can do about it. We probably wouldn't be able to intercept him.
No,
but at least we know that he had.
He's not moving in the direction of Star Sussman at the moment.
Happy days.
He's moving southwards.
Unless he's clever enough to know that we can cast his mark on him, and he's going to move away for an hour and then come straight back. Who knows how good that guy is? But no, I was happy to let him go.
How does what we've learnt from him affect our plans?
I mean, it doesn't really. We kind of knew that the Order weren't going to be happy with us interfering. All he's done is confirm that.
He's implied that
he's also confirmed that we can't fight them at all.
We can't fight all 50 of them. We can fight them one at a time, 50 times.
I mean, if what he's saying is true, he split what sounds like an apex in half in a swing. He's a Goliath. They're huge. Yeah, I mean, you saw him.
Yeah, something seems fishy about that. I mean, we fought that thing and we survived, but I can't believe that anyone is capable of just killing it in one hit. It seems like a fabricated story.
But
I did not think of at the time to actually check, but you know.
Our plan at this stage is not to take them on anyway, is it?
Yeah, not directly. I mean, we're trying to stop them doing whatever they're trying to do to this place. Next time we meet them will be the next battle.
To stop the two settlements killing each other, essentially, seems to be what we're up against now.
It's close to midday at this point, just so you guys know.
I mean, stopping their plan is taking them on. It's actively telling them we don't care what they're going to do and we're going to fight them for their control, which means targets get bigger. They're not going to take it lying down. I mean, that guy was, a hired scout, a pretty good one, to be fair. But if they are as connected and as well-resourced as I believe they were, they will destroy us in seconds.
But from yesterday or this morning, when the when that other, hooded figure came to us for your decision, when
Ferris.
you said no, that with him, by saying no, we've made enemies of his anyway. So the situation has not changed by turning down their offer. It was made very obvious that by saying no, we have turned against them.
We already have targets painted on our backs.
That was the impression I got. That's what I mean. It doesn't really change anything.
Yeah, I feel
they're annoyed with us. We knew that before.
This conversation has been a confirmation of our suspicions as opposed to progress in knowledge of their plans. Which is good.
I can't really hear you. I'm only very quiet.
Sorry. I said, well,
I can hear you all right.
Is it just me?
in this whole conversation,
Yeah, I
it's
could hear.
just been a confirmation of everything we suspected. We've gained no new knowledge from, so it hasn't really affected much of, it hasn't added more options to our already long list of options, to decide on.
I mean, I think it's given us less options, but maybe I'm just pessimistic, I don't know. But if these people are who they say they are, and they're already sending people after us, me, Cora of Workers on a Bridge, pretending to be the leaders of these places to maybe draw them out. I mean, this assassin could be the quietest, the stealthiest, the most underhanded bastard you've ever met, and slit our throats before we even knew it. I mean, that guy was a grunt, and, even he was pretty good.
So how about we go back to the basic, simple plan of getting them to meet, and we try to protect them as best we can. Should an attack materialize, they may not even attack. We don't know. We don't know what they're planning.
If we take positions in the Archer Towers and at the ends of the bridges and things like that, and try and cover all the obvious points, hopefully prevent anything from happening and keep them safe.
Have one person from each side escort them to the middle. And then people on each end, as you say.
Sounds like
I'm happy with that plan.
The more intricacy, the more there is to go wrong. And yes, it might be smaller catastrophes rather than one big one, but...
Then what about just telling them outright?
We could. Would they believe
Telling
us?
the leaders that this base was set up under their city. They had no idea, or they had no idea, but the people do.
Take them straight to the base?
Make them aware that their fighting has led to, infiltration and political stuff from the old world. What they've done is essentially replicate the old world in the new one.
We said when we first arrived and we first learned the situation that one way to unite them would be to show them the danger they were in divided. This could be that way of doing that.
It could indeed.
What do you think us dragging them to the New Order's base will do?
I don't think we should do that because, for all we know, they are there. So, if the Goliath is as powerful as he sounds, and all his colleagues as powerful as he sounds, then we might all just get killed, including the leaders, all of us.
Are these leaders going to trust our words if we don't have some sort of proof?
This is when I wish that we made this decision before we met this rogue. We could have just captured the rogue and showed these leaders. It's too late now.
I mean, I had rope. Why didn't you say anything?
Well, we didn't decide on this route, did we? We didn't decide on the plan until now. So.
Does Agnes have anything to chime in at this point?
Really?
Out of character, I think we should all multi-class as College of Eloquence bards. Just talk our way through the campaign.
I mean, it's possible.
Always my goal.
Just because I'm an orc doesn't mean I don't know words.
So have we decided on this plan? I think we should start putting things in motion. If that's the case, this is already midday.
I think you guys should start putting things in motion, and I should go off on my own for an hour and do a little ritual.
Sure.
I'm lonely, and I can finally get my pet back.
Which side would you be on, just so while you're not in this discussion, Chris? If we were to...
So I think with knowing that they're definitely trying to get involved and they want them to fight, I would suggest letting the actual real leaders meet and us trying to take up strategic positions around to try and protect them where we can.
Yeah. Yes, and so where would you be in that plan? I.e., would you be in the independent side or the legacy side?
Oh, I mean, either stick me anywhere, stick me up a tower somewhere. I'm fairly I'm fairly obvious. I don't think either side particularly likes me because I'm not a very likable person. So I'll just go wherever there is a gap.
It would probably be best if we made sure that somebody with some sort of range was in a tower.
I also think that those of us have healing spells, you know, you mean you, Cora, we should be on one on each side within the range of the leaders in case anything do happen to them. We can just bring them back.
That sounds to me like Bark should take one side of the tower. I should take the other side of the tower. Healers scattered through. I think there's lots of people here that can do healing, to be fair. Perhaps Sparhawk with a central position. Ready to fend off a more direct attack if it comes.
Yes, I have no range, so that my best approach would be to try and defend.
I just had a quick thought. The scouts said they built the bridge themselves from the captured Tinkerers, yes?
No,
The architects.
the engineers or the settlement itself built the bridge in the first few days, and then it seems that from what you just learned, Dargon then kidnapped those engineers and forced them to build his hideouts.
Right. Okay. So yeah, he didn't force the building of the bridge. That's fine. Okay.
And if you remember in the previous session, the leader of Legacy did in fact reveal that they're basically the same engineers that they had were no longer around. That they chalked it up to predator attacks.
Indeed.
All right. So who's going to talk to which leader then?
Possibly the same setup as last time.
Yeah.
For the initial conversation.
Sounds good.
So are we meeting at the bridge then? Either side of the bridge? Is this what we are confirming?
Are we arranging this meeting and warning them of danger, or arranging this meeting and we are watching for danger without necessarily revealing everything?
I think you should tell the leaders about what's going on so they know what they're walking into.
Yeah, lay it all out.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, so who's going to go see Arano?
I guess if we're sticking the same as before, it'll be Amron, Agnes, and Bark. Am I right?
Okay.
In this last time.
Wait, are we going as our groups to see them, or just individuals and then setting up? Are we setting up while you talk, or?
I just assumed that we're going to go in the same groups to speak to them, then lead it. If they agree to go into the bridge right away.
We're pushing for them to have the meeting as soon as possible this afternoon.
Say like 3 o'clock. So like between 2 and 3 o'clock. Let's arrange a time between us so that we know when we've got to be at the bridge.
Yeah.
And make sure when we share this news to let them know. Make sure no one's around to listen to this news, and that they may want to keep this to themselves, and we will collect them, maybe, and take them to the bridge. I'm just aware that if they tell the guards will tell the new order, and then they will make a plan in place ready for 2-3 p.m.
If we know what the plan is, then we don't have to leave the leaders after we've spoken to them. We can
tell them. Great.
Bodyguard them.
Yeah, or we'd literally do it. We are meeting them in like 5 minutes' time. Don't tell anyone. Come with us. Whether we trust them or not is another thing, but
I quite like your suggestion of just sticking with them after we told them.
Yeah, well, if we're arranging the meeting as soon as possible, then we can say, look, we think the best thing to do is to meet, to talk things out, to try and make a peace. Let's do it now. No time like the present.
I mean, Sparhawk, you've got some military-esque training, I guess, and I'm just look at you. I'm kind of like, how long does it take for someone organised to set up a sting operation?
I like that you're asking Sparhawk. This is amazing.
A sting operation. I'm more of a field tactics sort of a guy.
That's the Wire D&D edition.
Probably some time.
That's the thing. We've already been talking for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Could they have set something up in 2 hours already?
I
The
don't
more
know
time
that.
we leave it,
Yeah.
the more screwed we're going to get.
I believe that would be the case. I don't know their capabilities, so whether they would have managed it or not, I'm not sure. But I do think if we do this sooner, that would be better.
I imagine if we go back, having left, they'll push their plans faster into whatever they're trying to do, just in case we are looking to betray them.
They've already watched us leave once.
Well, now we're coming back and the scout hasn't, so that either means he's
That's-
dead or...
That scout reminded me of something that was said by
But
T-Brick.
your spell's broken.
Okay.
And it hasn't been an hour, has it?
Hunter's Mark.
Has it been an hour?
No,
What direction?
It has not been an hour, no.
It's not been an hour.
No.
Okay, sorry, I get it. 90 feet. I forgot about the range. Okay.
No, there's. Hold on.
I'm not gonna.
I think
Not
the
sure.
implication there was that it was broken by an event.
As it was popped before the
Oh,
hour's time
shit.
limit.
If he's dispelled it and then gone back to them or whatever,
Or he's dead.
Yeah.
that's also possible.
Jack,
No,
I have a
let's just-
question.
Let me put it like this. You feel your spell was still active. The original target is no longer valid.
So it's changed target. So
You
it's
can
disappeared.
choose to change it to another target if you want.
So that target is no longer
You can
valid.
only do that on death.
Yes.
When the type of target dies, you can choose another target.
Yeah.
So he'd be dead.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know what's happened to him, so I couldn't move it to anyone else.
Jack, just
All
a
right.
quick clarification.
Yep.
When Faris was with us, he said, "Don't be here tomorrow." Tomorrow is not today, is it?
That's right. It's
No.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks for clearing that.
Listen, we've had 2 weeks pass. I'm with Kenny. It gets confusing.
Suddenly, today is the day we're not meant to be.
Oh, that's a brilliant question.
I fully get what he meant, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just keep it
Exactly
at
what I
face
meant.
I had a group last night. There was a building on the map, and one of the players was like, "What's this building here?" I said, "That's a building."
Is tomorrow? Yeah.
I love that. I love questions like. Sorry, my apologies. Please continue.
So, shall we do it? Are we clear on our plan?
How long will it take us to walk back from where we are to the settlement, Jack?
Oh, no more than 10 minutes.
Okay, so it's noon. Chris wants to do his ritual, which will take an hour, to 1. So by the time we're spoken to them, we're looking 1:30 at least. 3 o'clock's a possible time to get them together on the bridge, depending on how quickly they see us, how quickly they want to move, whether they take us seriously.
As fast as possible now, I imagine. If my mark's been popped this fast, then that guy's either dead from the wild or from them.
Are we agreed on this course of action?
And if we need to go now, you can interrupt my ritual. I'll obviously summon him later. Be upset about it, but hey, I've gone without him for weeks.
You're just jonesing for your familiar, that's all.
I am! Oh, little guy. He's my only friend.
Hey!
He's not technically alive.
Well, I know, but he was my only friend for a long time. I've only just met you guys. Still getting used to you. I'm not used to having friends.
I mean, if you want to call your indentured servant a friend, sure.
So we're all okay with abandoning Vorkris in the forest, yeah, because he wants. We're good with that, yeah?
Guys!
Cool.
Guys!
He wants an hour alone with his special friend.
Okay, so do you guys start making your way back towards the settlement and immediately splitting up in your group to go and see the leaders?
Yes,
Yes,
but we
yeah.
do. I think we should do a quick check just to make sure that nothing's happened out here. No one else is following us.
Make a perception check.
I'll get on that as well, please.
I'll get on that. Let's all get on it.
Sparhawk's not going to bother.
That tree looks like a person.
Bark, you're fairly confident that there is nobody else around here following you. Cora, you're being followed everywhere. You can't tell.
Paranoia.
But it's Isaac.
Yeah, no, let's move then.
So as you make your way back, your retainers are walking with you, Sparhawk, when Albert says, my lord, what is your command during this? This seems to be a trying period.
Does anybody have any paper and a pencil or anything to scroll with?
I mean, I'm a wizard. I always have some sort of parchment on me, but it's bloody expensive.
Paper and ink.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm just going to take 2 minutes to really quickly write a letter and say to Albert, I'm concerned that this may spread beyond just our settlement. You three, make as much haste as you can. Get back to New Uranium. If trouble breaks out here, I want to know you're safe.
Are we to take Gloria with us?
Yes.
Very well.
And then I'll give him a letter that's rolled up.
Is that letter for him or is it for New Uranium?
It's to give to Hunter Lexi.
Hunter Lexi. And what does the letter entail? Is it just an explanation of what's happening here?
It's a brief explanation, but I'll text something to you at some point.
Okay, thank you. All right, so he gives you a salute. Kurik gives you a nod. He blanks Bark completely. Harold just sort of stands there, like touching his toes together, shifting his feet, and goes, "You'll come see us again soon, won't you, sir? We waited so long to see you. Oh, don't feel right going away from you now."
Hush now. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly.
Please be safe, sir. I don't think I can survive without you. I like you so much. I want to do everything I can for you.
Oh.
And how will Albert survive without you singing him to sleep?
Much better, sir.
Go.
Cora's gonna walk over to Gloria and just stroke down his muzzle and put her forehead on his, and just whisper, "Be well and take care. I hope to see you soon."
In horse, he says, "Cheers, love."
That horse needs a pint.
Gloria and I have something special. Stay out of it.
I'm just going to look at the middle retainer. I forget his name. The horn dog. I'm just going to do that to him. Like
he's not looking at you. He's not.
No, he's not. But this is from me. This is for my own personal needs.
Why would he look? Why would he look at his abuser?
Oh, keep talking about
Harsh, so harsh.
I'll turn fantasy into reality. It will be horrible.
Oh God! All right. So with that, your retainers with Gloria start making their way towards New Uranium. Harold is crying the entire way.
Oh, that's harsh.
You're fairly confident that the wilderness will not touch him, for even the most hardest of predators will hear Harold's crying and assume something dangerous is on the loose.
I'm sure Albert can protect him. He's old, but he knows how to swing a sword.
Yeah, they're not. He's not armed though.
He knows how to swing a stick.
You're such a caring slave master. I mean, Lord.
So with
I
that,
speak to you about this for Chris. You keep referring to them as slaves. They are not slaves.
Do they have any choice?
They don't belong to me. They are sworn to the order.
do they get paid?
Yeah, okay.
They're sworn to the order. Albert was once a knight, as I am a knight. Durik
I
will
mean,
one
do they
day
get
be a
paid?
knight
Feels
of
like a
Iron
yes or
Knight.
no question, Sparhawk. The fact that you're avoiding it suggests.
Well, if they get paid more than me.
Okay, so you're an order of slaves. Who runs this order?
A god.
Sparhawk does.
Yeah, a god.
Okay, so the party starts making their way back towards Star's independence. And at this point, you split up with Volkris, Isaac, Cora, and Sparhawk immediately heading for the bridge and over, whereas Cora, Emron, and Bark make their way towards Arano.
Can I make perception checks for flying clods of mud?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to get one on the back of the head.
You don't see any clubs of mud, but you do see a number of guards currently mooning you from about 40 feet away. Hey, like this, asshole!
Is there no separate entrance to get into Legacy? Can we only get to Legacy through Independence?
Through the bridge, yeah.
We can't get across the river.
Yeah, it's too wild. This is like the river is pretty big, and this is like the most settled it is for miles. So,
out of curiosity, how long is the bridge?
oh, let's have a little look. Sees I had to put do. I'll give you exact specifications in feet. It is 60 feet long.
Oh, that's fine. Cool.
Okay.
I can stand on one side and message people from the other side, so we always have that communication if need be.
Yeah.
I think Sparhawk wants to be exactly in the middle.
Who would like to go first? Independent side or Legacy side?
Mine.
Go Independence this time. We did Legacy first last time.
Right. Okay, so Emron, Agnes, and Bark, you begin making your way over to the watchtower that you initially knew, where you initially met Arano a few hours ago. And when you get there, there's only a couple of workers left. You don't see Arano around. You ask a couple of people, and they said they let you know that Mead, Mead from Mead's Mead, wanted to give Arano like a whole bunch of free drinks for like the dedication he's giving to the
Payday.
And Arano, you know, is going to say free drinks, yes, please.
There's a flag going off in my head right now.
Yeah.
Big star.
You're not the only one. So we head to Mead's place, right?
Yeah. So you begin making way over to Mead's Mead. And you as you're coming down this particular street, because it's sort of in the back alleys of it all, or not the back alleys, but like the back fields of it, near the bank of the river. You actually see Arano walking towards you.
Arano, we are back to share more news with you.
Oh, hello. What news? Sorry.
Do we see anyone around? Can I do a perception check?
Yeah, do a perception check. Yeah.
Himself?
I'll do that as well.
I got 17.
There are a couple of people around, but it doesn't look like anybody specifically spying on you.
Agnes, yeah.
I'm going to say about what we spoke about earlier.
Oh, yes, of course.
What did we speak about earlier?
Spoke about the Star's legacy and how they were willing to talk. Yes.
Can I do an insight on that?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
18.
What are you inciting?
As a player, I'm not convinced that's him. I'm convinced someone else has done identify on him. Disguised self on him, disguised him, and he's actually
Well,
someone else.
then if you want to try to determine if it's a disguised self an illusion, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. Just imagine me like pulling his hair. That's a 10.
It seems real.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it's him. So, yes, we have a time for a meeting. So we're going to follow you with you. Make sure you're all right for the next few hours because we are worried about external situations developing.
Whoa. What do you mean external situations?
I mean situations that don't involve council, like mayors and other organizations that might be involved.
I am lost completely.
Can I do an insight to make sure he's definitely lost?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lost.
You're not there, Paul Chris.
That's why I'm lost.
In the forest.
It's a 19 on the inside, is that? He seems a little confused, but other than that, he does seem to be following somewhat, but he seems is more responding to that, maybe asking for clarification more than like being completely lost on the conversation at the moment.
Okay, so I've weeded out the fact that he is who he says he is, because I'm a bit concerned, and he is not part of any external organisations that might be involved. In my head, that's what I've done. Okay. So I'm going to be, we've heard some talk about some underground societies, and we just want to make sure that you're okay before we have this conversation with the other side.
Underground societies, you say? I'm not aware of anything like that.
Put it this way, when we spoke earlier, we said that the letters you've been receiving, that you think is from Star's legacy, they may came from a third party to fuel the divide between you two. So we are there is a possibility that this third party who kind of made all these letters could be, trying to really light more fire to this feud. And we are very keen for you and the other leader to meet ASAP to prevent that from happening, so you guys can have some kind of settlement talk.
I want you to make a persuasion roll, please.
Okay.
You can have it. You can have an advantage because the others have been basically saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I haven't been assisted anything.
First row, second row better. Oh, that's good. 16.
He looks at you, Emron, and he carefully stares at you. Very well. If there are people that mean to seek harm in this, then might it be better that we meet with Gilderoy in a more secure location?
Where would you suggest this? Do you have somewhere in mind?
I know of a plateau in a nearby forest. Nice and hidden.
Emron looks at Bark and Agnes.
Insight.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll get on that as well.
Ooh!
He's hard to read, Agnes.
Go on, Bark.
Ugh.
He's hard to read. You can do an insight too as well if you want, Emron.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Roll eye! Is it rolling? Nope. There we go. Oh shit! It could have been
Wasted
a natural
all our good
20.
rolls.
It just rolled over.
Hey, Emron. He's really hard to read.
Yeah.
I hate that phrase so much.
Shit.
The man's an enigma.
Yes, it's
We can't-
honestly, it's
Yeah.
It's maybe about half an hour away. It's just proper out of the way.
And you can be sure of this?
Yes, because to be honest, I've been there on a number of occasions myself when I just wanted to get away from it all. You know, no one's ever found me there. You know what I mean.
So just timescales wise, if we're thinking meeting at 3, when do we have? If we were to go to this plateau, what time do we need to leave?
Well, you're saying we need to leave now, right? Let me grab a couple of my trusted guards, and then we go now.
What do you think, Agnes and Bark?
No time like the present.
Okay, so we very carefully follow him then.
Okay. Well, are you going to tell the rest of the other party what's happening?
How are we going to get a message to him? I can. Do I know where they're meeting? Do we know where they're meeting? The Gilroy.
One would assume in his office.
Okay. I can get over there quite quickly if you want, Agnes and Bark.
Well, it's going to take Arano maybe about 10-15 minutes to get his stuff together, get his guards, and yeah, so basically, like, you know, it's not an instant thing that's happening.
Okay. I'm just thinking, how will we meet to go to this plateau? I don't know where it is. Neither does Agnes and Bark. Even if I tell the other team members, they won't know where the plateau is. So what's the best thing? I'm saying that aloud as to Agnes and Bark.
Well, if you would like to follow us, I can give you directions to it.
Yep, that could be a good thing. So I still have time, haven't I? So if we leave now to go to the plateau,
Well, hold on a moment. He brings out a small little parchment and quill, and he starts writing down some instructions. So he hands it to you, and says, "So just follow the instructions. There are a few landmarks along the way. Just follow them, and eventually you will find the plateau."
Okay. Agnes and Bark, are you happy for me to go with this?
If you feel safe going by yourself, I'll stick with this guy.
Yes, your assistance would be greatly appreciated. An extra pair of trusted eyes would be very helpful.
Okay, then in that case, I will wild shape into the fastest dog I can think of, which would be what? What would be the fastest? A greyhound?
Jack Russell is probably like the fastest dog I know
of. Okay, well, I'll wild shape into whatever the fastest dog is.
Yeah.
And then I am going to run towards Gilderoy's building, and hopefully I'll see the team members on the way.
Yeah. Okay. All right then. So Agnes is wild shaped and going over to Star's Legacy. Agnes and Bark, are you following Arano?
I will be, yeah.
Agnes? Okay. So, just for the sake of brevity, Arano does go to a nearby half-constructed building. In there, he basically just picks up a water skin. He has a chat with a couple of the guys. Now, you have seen these guys about. They are one of the ones that mainly make fun of Sparhawk a lot. Basically, just says, "Look, we're going to head out into the woods. I want you to come with me. We're going to meet with somebody there. Just keep your tongues quiet whilst we talk, all right?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, no problem, boss." So they get their stuff together, and they begin. He begins leading these two plus Agnes plus Bark out into the woods. That's a little bit further northward, up the river, but away from it as well.
How many guards did he bring with him?
2.
2 guards.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like
mainly because you guys are still new, and he'd much rather have his own people watch his back.
That's fine. I am going to not do anything just yet.
Okay, of course. So, whilst you guys have been having a conversation, those of you who are going over to Star's Legacy, you make your way across the bridge and you begin making your way to the cross-shaped building, and you can see Gilderoy actually is out in the front at the moment. He's currently having a conversation with what appears to be a rather tall-looking dwarf with short, craggy hair, very sooted all up and over. They appear to be having a heated conversation, actually. And as you get closer and closer, does anybody speak Dwarvish? You guys.
Nope, I don't.
Right, well, then you do not understand. You do, Vorkris.
No, I do not.
Right.
No, I don't. Sorry.
All right. Then none
Actually,
of you.
I do. Actually, I do.
You do speak Dwarvish.
Yeah.
All right. So Gilderoy is currently telling this person basically just to settle the fuck down. Whereas this blacksmith-looking individual is currently complaining that basically that without timber, without materials, he can't produce the materials necessary. His family is getting colder at nights. They need assurances that Gilderoy is going to sort this out. Otherwise, they're just going to depose him and bring in a new leader. To which Gilderoy does look visibly shocked by that. And says, "No, I have got your best interests at heart." And the other one goes, "Yeah, well, I ain't seen you fucking do anything. All you've been doing is barking orders and threats at the other side. Meanwhile, they're letting us starve. They're letting us go cold. And you do nothing, but you just sit in your little hut and you just plot and plan. And you meet with strangers who have been here barely than a day. It's all under control, my friend, I assure you. It will be sorted soon." Right, well, let's see that it does. And the other dwarf storms off. At this point, Gilderoy sees Vorkris, Isaac, Cora, and Sparhawk coming towards him, and he immediately goes a little bit red in the face and he says, "Oh, hello there. I guess you heard that a little."
Seem to have had a slightly heated conversation there, right?
It's nothing to worry about. Let's just say some of the citizens of Legacy are feeling the pressure of not getting enough food.
Understandable. The whole settlement seems to be feeling pressure in some way or such.
So I've not seen you guys for a couple of hours. Are there any updates at all?
We believe we've possibly got a plan to try and heal divisions within this settlement.
Oh, I see. Well, I'd very much like to hear what it is.
Well, it's quite simple. You have to meet in person with your counterpart from Independence.
Wait. He's like, I know we discussed this earlier, but that's a moot point. He refuses to meet with me.
He does not.
He will meet with you.
He will?
My colleagues have spoken to him.
Make a persuasion roll.
He seemed just as surprised that you would be willing to speak to him. It seems there's been a definite mix of communications.
I need the persuasion roll first.
Ooh. Oh, get you.
He looks genuinely shocked and like, oh, wow. I did not think Arano would agree to this. I did not think he was capable of rational thinking. This is very good news. This is, of course I'll meet with him.
Maybe
Cora's
less
just
of the
gonna-
not thinking he's capable of rational thinking when you actually meet.
Yeah,
I
Cora's going to
suspect-
look at him and say, "In a couple of times that you have insulted him, and I understand that there has been a history between you guys, but I think it's probably a better frame of mind to go in not with preconceived notions of who he is as his character and just focus on your goal."
What she said.
Make a persuasion roll, Cora.
Guidance. It's my go-to thing now.
It's supposed to be. It's what it's there for.
Persuasion. Oh, jeez.
10. He looks at you. He looks at you, Cora, and he says, "I will go in thinking first and foremost what are the primary concerns of Star's legacy, and that is it. Personal feelings will be left at the front door." Now, that reminds me, where are we meeting?
So at this point, we still think we're meeting on the bridge.
The centre of the bridge between the two settlements.
You guys can hear this yapping dog in the distance.
I'm yapping, especially at Cora, and kind of gesturing to come with me, kind of thing.
This dog, as Cora, you turn around and you see this this dog basically just barking its head off. It comes straight up to you, starts nudging you, and starts pointing in the opposite direction.
All right.
We have seen M1 as a dog before. Is he changed into the same dog that we've seen
No,
him
it's
as?
it's a different dog.
What is it, Lassie?
Okay.
There's a boy down the well, Lassie.
So I'll say,
Madam, please don't let that thing get close. It seems that the dogs in this area are not very well trained. It might very well soil your undergarments.
Brilliant.
excuse me one moment. I'll take care of this, and I'll walk to the side with Emron dog and kneel down and be like, Emron, is that you?
And then everyone go and leads her to like somewhere around the side where no one can see us. And then as soon as we're out of sight, I'm going to drop Wild Shade back to Emron. A bit out of breath because I've been running for so long. Cora, so I'm so glad to have caught you. I just came back from the other side. Nothing bad has happened. But so the leader on the other side, Arano, has suggested for safety reason, if there was a third party aiming to cause any danger, he suggested to meet at this place called the Plateau, just outside the city. And I'm going to give the piece of paper to Cora with the instructions of how to get to this place. Agnes did try to kind of test that was the same person we spoke to, i.e. when he's not in disguise, and to us he seems like the same person. So they have now heading over there to this plateau with 2 other guards, and perhaps this may be a good place for you guys to persuade this leader to go as well?
Outside the city? Outside the settlements? Into the wilderness?
Yeah, it seemed logical to us. We didn't seem to have any kind of objections to that.
Did you guys leave already?
Yeah, so that's enough time, because it takes a bit longer to get there than to come to the bridge. I mean, Agnes and Bog seems happy with this, and they were happy for me to pass this message to you guys ASAP.
If you've already left and they've already left, there is no other choice but this. But I really think that we all need to be on the lookout. And I'm not sure what's going to happen to the settlement when we leave. But are you staying here on this side with us, or are you going to catch up with them?
Well, now that you have the instructions, I wouldn't know where to go without them, so I should stick with you guys. So if we can leave as soon as possible, maybe?
All right. Are you going to turn back into a dog? Because Gilderoy doesn't seem to be happy.
No, I think I'll come with you now. He didn't see me going from the dog to
No,
me.
he did.
So,
No, he didn't.
Yeah. So I can just like, hello, hi.
Right, so Cora and Emron appear from around the corner. Let me just get your token out.
Thank you.
So I suppose we'll walk back over to everybody, and I will.
Oh, you got rid of that dog then?
Yep, the dog is gone.
Smelling mongrels,
At least
I find them to be.
for now.
I die.
So
Gilderoy.
I'll look at Sparhawk and Vorkers and Isaac and say, apparently there's been a change of plans about where the best place to meet would be. And I'll hand over directions to whoever is going to take it from me, not Gilderoy, and say, Arano suggested that there was a better place to meet outside of the settlement that offers a little more privacy.
Wait, what?
I'll look at him and repeat myself, and I'll say, so Arano felt that it might be best to meet somewhere with a little more privacy. The rest of our party has gone with him, and we're to meet him over at the I'll look at the directions at the plateau in the forest over.
What side of the river is it on? It's on the Independence side, just so you know.
Yeah.
It's on the
It'd
Independence
be on
side.
Independence side. However, we would take you there, we would escort you. You would be allowed a small contingent of your own guards as well. It's important for you to know there are other people at work here. This is a much more secluded area, and there's much less likely to have a third party listening in or taking action against either of you.
Gilderoy, I point at the symbol on my chest. You have my oath that I will try to protect you in any situation.
Either Cora, Vorkris, or Sparhawk can make a persuasion roll at advantage.
I'm pretty good at them.
Probably Sparhawk. Definitely not me.
My persuasion's been crap.
Very good.
23.
I am very mistrustful of this entire arrangement. I don't understand why we couldn't just meet on the bridge as previously discussed. However, if you are happy for me to bring a couple of my guards with me, and if you are willing to escort me, then I don't see an issue, but I will require absolute protection on the other side of the bridge.
We will escort you, and if you feel you need a couple of guardsmen with you, then of course that is your prerogative.
And
perhaps
I will say, you really just need to make sure that you know these people and you would absolutely trust them with whatever life you hold most dear.
What's the weather like?
In Star's Legacy, it's smoggy, but today it's actually a pretty clear day.
Temperature wise, is it warm, cold?
Yeah, it's probably like 18 Celsius.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to suggest they wear some dull cloaks, but that's not going to.
Well,
Isaac, is there anything you'd like to say at this point?
I'll just let him know if things do start to go wrong or anything like that. I'll tap you and turn you invisible and just run. Don't try and fight. Get out of there.
Okay, I believe you. I'll do that. Do you have any horses with you?
Not currently.
So how are we going to get there?
Apparently, it's a short walk from these directions.
Walk there.
Exercise is good for the soul.
I could carry you if you need.
Unfortunately, we have already had to. All of our current working animals are at use. So I may have to take you up on that, madam.
May I ask you a question, Gilderoy?
Of course.
Do you feel you will be comfortable travelling through the Independence settlement?
Absolutely not. That's why I'm bringing my most heavily armed guards with me.
Do you feel you would be more comfortable riding through the Independence settlement?
Well, I'd actually feel more comfortable if you would cover me completely as we walk along. But when we get into the wilderness, these shoes cost me 75 gold. I'm not exactly going to have them muddied now, am I?
And you have no work boots?
I can keep them clean.
I'd rather just... I'll take the offer of a ride, and that will be satisfactory.
Don't wear boots, you don't do any work.
Well, if
I'm
you'd like
gonna-
to wait here, I'll go grab my guards immediately.
Just as he's doing that, I'm going to switch to Dwarvish and say, are you sure you've got your priorities right?
Absolutely, he says in Dwarvish. You can tell a lot about a man by the way he carries his footwear.
Yes. Especially if he's carrying it out of the settlement when he hasn't met the expectations of his people.
What are you implying, sir?
I'm saying I heard your conversation with your colleague, and perhaps we really should focus on the problems at hand rather than expensive footwear.
How I choose to travel is my own business, thank you.
It is, but if your footwear gets ruined, then that was your choice.
That's why that's why when I get out of Star's Legacy, Star's Independence, your hulking woman over there is going to carry me.
Well, I suppose that is her choice.
Indeed, it was her offer, and I accepted. Now, if you excuse me... And with that, he hurries off into his own office. You guys wait for the better part of 10 minutes until eventually he returns with two chain-mailed clad individuals with shields and spears that flank him very, very closely. The only adjustments he's made is that he's now put on a velvet purple traveling cloak with a solid gold brooch kind of thing to attach it at the neck. He goes, "Well, I believe I am kitted out for travel. Shall we?"
Let's go.
Very well. Stay close to me. I'm fairly certain every single one of those people over there are going to try and stab me. So this could very well turn into a fight.
I will not be more than 5 feet away from you.
Excellent, thank you. So with that, the party begins making their way towards the stone bridge.
I'm going to make sure my shield is on my arm, mainly for clods of mud.
Right. So, as you make your way to the bridge itself, a lot of the guards there to see Gilderoy there and be like, "Boss, where are you going?" "I am going to facilitate in careful diplomatic measures with our rivals on the other side of the river, and when I return, I shall have everything that we need to supply our city." "Okay. Well, good luck to you, sir. Do you need a larger contingent?" "I believe it would be unnecessarily aggressive to show a larger show of force at the moment. These guards will be sufficient." "Very well. Please keep the bridge secure. I have no doubt that they will attempt to steal everything whilst our eyes are turned elsewhere." "Yes, of course, sir, of course." Right, clear the way. And with that, a couple of the guards move forward and they start moving the barricades on the bridge, allowing you for a safe travel across. And who's taking point on this?
I'm going to be next to Gilderoy, so probably not at point.
I suppose I can take point, however, I'm not the most... I look quite scary.
Right.
I can go in the front. It's fine.
Right. So, as of right now, Gilderoy's got 3 people within 5 feet of him. That's Sparhawk and his 2 guards. As you get closer to the Independence side, a lot of the guards on that side, the Independence guards, they do block your path and say, "Oi, oi! What's all this then, eh? Is this that legendary invasion you've been going on about?"
We're after a meeting with Arano.
All right. Well, you can leave those fucking guards over there. And who's that behind them? Eh? Who you hiding? Are you skulking around back there?
Guards are coming, as is the person who's skulking around.
Well, my job to ask questions, mate. I'm fairly certain.
And you've asked your question, but we are going to have a meeting with Arano. Arano has requested our presence. He has requested the presence of these fine gentlemen. We are going to meet him in a location that he has decided.
And I'm going to hold up the scroll with the directions
Very, very
and
quickly.
say,
Oh, I don't want
"You're
to say
going to
where.
tell me not to."
I
No, I'm not.
I wouldn't want them to see the directions, so to know where we're meeting.
Very quickly, I'm going to put up my fist and say, "We're going that way."
So Cora, Sparhawk, Isaac, Emron, and Vorkris. Can you all make perception checks for me, please?
Go.
Guidance.
We all suck.
Doesn't matter.
There's 7 rolls there, like 15 times.
Guidance won't help you, Cora.
On the natural one.
Your gods can't help you now.
Oh shit!
Emron, you are keenly aware that there are a number of individuals watching this, probably about a dozen or so, on both sides of the river. Like, as in, they are hiding and watching this.
Okay.
They are armed.
Okay. How far am I away from the rest of the party?
You didn't say anything differently, so I assume you're walking with them.
Okay, so I'm just going to say to my party members, there are definitely people watching us with weapons. Just be aware. And I'm going to. Can I ready an action?
Yeah, what action would you like to ready?
I would ready a healing word, and the trigger being
Just so you're aware, that will cost a
I'll
spell
burn the
slot,
spell,
even if it doesn't
yes.
come to fruition.
So the trigger will be if Gilderoy gets hurt. That's
Okay.
my trigger to cast healing word on him.
All right. So the guards look at you, Vorkris, and be like, "Fine, you got to meet with Rhino. Go right fucking ahead. We'll be watching you the entire time. The one situation, the one point in time where you look like you're going to be doing something a bit shifty, you're going to find the entire village is going to be on you. Now, we might not have as good armor as you, and we might not have as good weapons as you, but by already, we've got bloodlust, and we've got spirit, and we'll tear you apart with our own hands if we have to." To which the 2 guards just say, "Duly noted, commoners."
God damn it, I was about to be chuffed with their, like, calm demeanour, and they call them fucking commoners.
There is a massive, silent, tense standoff between the 2 groups.
You know, there's a lot of tension. That's why this meeting is required. And at that point, we just keep moving.
Yes.
Right. So the guards on the independent side don't stop you, but imagine if you're walking down the street and somebody who's clearly very drunk is trying to square up to you, like getting like insanely close to your personal being, but don't actually do anything. That's what these guards do to you the entire way. While they're like walking right beside you, squaring up to you, staring at you with like snarled faces. Those of you who are close to him can see Gilderoy is looking really fucking worried. You want to put that link into Discord. Gifts don't work on Roll20. However,
someone did it to me the other night, but he's not on this occasion. So.
Okay. You are able to make your way through Stars Independence to the north side. And with that, you are able to leave the boundaries of the buildings and start heading towards a nearby forest. Following the directions. The guards stop following you after you leave the boundaries. You get maybe about 50 feet away before, Cora, you feel a tug on your sleeve. You look down, and Gilderoy's staring up at you expectantly.
I'll go. Do you need a lift, little man?
Yes, I do, hulking woman.
And then I'll bend down and I'll throw him up piggyback style.
He shifts around to the point where he basically just sits on your shoulders. he basically uses the top of your head as like an armrest, kind of. And he just goes, "Excellent. Well then, march forward." And remember, please, madam, keep the shoes clean.
I'll turn to the rest of the group that is with us and say, do you think we should try and cover our tracks to make sure nobody's following us?
Well, I can't cast Pass without a trace on a soul. If you want.
For us, can we see any
Yeah.
tracks for the other group?
Make a survival check. No, you can't.
If you feel that we should.
People nodding?
mean-
Is everyone nodding? Or do we not need to?
I'd say. I mean, I want to check behind us, see if anyone else is following us since the guards stopped following us.
Yes,
But
they
pass
have,
without trace probably isn't going to do a lot if, like I said, the other group have gone without being stealthy. They could have well been followed. There's probably less opportunity to follow them because they didn't have to make a big scene crossing the bridge.
I would prefer not to spend that spell slot in case we need it. Cause it's like,
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, we may well need that before the day is up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you begin making your way through the woods. Can you guys not see the special, what the special K logo is showing?
No, can only see blackness.
It's so odd. I never will be able to get the hang of this ever. I tested this before, Chris, with Rich, and I was like, all right, so I've discovered that it resets when you go away from it. I'm not going to change any of the settings. I just got to repaint it every time I come back to it. And I did exactly that, and now you guys can't see fuck all.
Sounds about right.
Ugh. Anyways, so making your way through the forest,
There we go.
you come across a strange knotted rooted tree, which the paper you have indicates the first landmark. You continue onwards for another 10-15 minutes, until eventually you come to a yellowish kind of willow tree that's blossoms. The willow tree itself is different from the other trees, but that's the second landmark. And eventually, following the path, making your way through the forest, you've been travelling for about an hour now. You are able to come to something of an opening in the forest, and here you can see this plateau, this rocky ascension in the forest itself. And standing there on top of this, you can see Bark and Agnes waiting for you, along with 2 Independence guards and Arano Leafhearts. Now, for Bark and Agnes, you guys arrived maybe about 20 minutes ago and have basically just been sitting around ever since. The guards have been quiet mostly. Arano has been making idle chatter, but that's about it, really.
I would have played my bagpipes at least twice in that time.
They were
With
definitely not stealthing.
With it, you guys march your way up this rocky alcove, and the 2 guards from both sides stay maybe about 10 feet away from Arano and Gilderoy, who look at each other and they walk into the center of the plateau. Now, I've put your tokens in dotted around, but feel free to move your tokens where you would like to be for this meeting.
just before we go any further, can I go straight to Bark and say, have you scouted the perimeter?
I can do that in the 20 minutes we had free,
Yeah,
but
of course you
yeah.
can.
Cool. I'll just can I just make a general sweep of the
Perception
area?
Make a perception check, please.
I'll do.
It's very, very, very heavily forested. It's you don't see anything.
It's a thick undergrowth. If I was looking for something, I'd need more time than we've got. Did the short one come over here fairly easily?
He was amenable.
Crossing the bridge was interested.
I will
Interesting.
say, courtesy of the hulking woman.
Who called you hulking?
And with that, Cora, you put him down. You guys, thank you very much. Duly noted. Now, please give us some space. We need to discuss this. Elf to dwarf.
I'd happily move away. We'd be watching the perimeter anyway. Although, how would the guards react if there was like one of us in between the guards and the person they're there to protect?
I mean, they wouldn't particularly care. They just Gilderoy's looking a little annoyed at Sparhawk and Isaac for staying so close to him at this point.
I'm just going to say to him that I
They're
promise you I'd
just
stay
still
next to you.
exactly the same amount of distance away from Isaac.
I need to be close enough. I need to be close enough to you in case something does go wrong.
Well, 10 feet over there. I'm sure you can dash over here within a few seconds. Thank you. So, is there anything you guys want to do before this meeting starts?
And you ready to actions?
You can ready actions if you want.
Yeah.
They last for about 6 seconds.
I guess.
We're probably going to talk longer than that.
Just while Sparhawk was in the go, on your way here, did you notice any watchers?
I'm afraid-
Some guards followed us for a bit.
I mean, watchers as in people who were following us before.
I'm afraid I didn't see anything. I was focused on the track ahead.
All right.
I think I'm going to offer to the leaders, I'm going to look at Arano first and then say, excuse me, if you two feel it might be beneficial, I can cast Zone of Truth for you guys just to make sure that everything is spoken honestly, or as honestly as...
Gilderoy and Arano look at each other, and they have been, they have somewhat been squaring each other up this entire time. And when you talk to them, Cora, they kind of break out of this trance, and Gilderoy says, I intend to say all of my words truthfully today. Do you feel the same? And Arano just goes, Yes, I have no need to lie today.
I'm gonna insight that.
Yeah. Arano looks a little distracted. But you don't, beyond that, can't really get anything out of him. Well, just from his words. I mean, he does look on edge, but considering the situation, it's understandable.
Then I'll say, well then, and have at it.
Arano Leafheart, I, Gilderoy Tano of Star's Legacy, have agreed to this meeting today so that we can discuss in immediate terms of ceasefire between our two settlements. Arano just looks at him and goes, state your terms. Gilderoy says, there will be no threats of invasion. There will be no, our efforts to arm ourselves will immediately cease, and we shall resume trading. We shall call ourselves two independent settlements for now, at least for the time being, just so that we can build up and survive. Surely you know that you cannot survive the winter without our materials. And Arano goes, just as you know you cannot survive without our food and our timber. Gilderoy goes on and says, yes, my people are on the breaking point because of this sanction you have placed upon us. I would very much like to have it ended now. Arano looks at him for a moment and says, tell me, Gilderoy, what do I get out of it if I give you food? You'll have access to our materials. You'll be able to finish those buildings that you have attempted to create. You'll have shelter. Arano goes, well, if what you say is true and if you're on the breaking point, in a week's time, you'd have all starved to death. Then I can just send my people over and take what we need. Gilderoy says, Arano, surely you don't want the deaths of innocent people on your hand. It's not, we shouldn't entertain this. Now, you knew these people, you sailed with some of these people, why would you wish death upon them? Arano goes, probably for the same reason I wish death upon you, Gilderoy. Gilderoy looks a little shocked and says, Arano, I don't think I'm not sure I know what I've done to deserve these kinds of words. I have done nothing but react to the downright outrageous responses that you have placed upon my people. And Arano goes,
Jack, can I cast Detect Magic at this point?
yeah, of course.
Thank you. I pick anything up from specifically Arano or Gilderoy is who I'll be looking for.
Bear with me just a moment. Detect magic, right?
Yes.
So minor action. You can sense transmutation magic within 30 feet of you.
Ooh.
Gilderoy, let it be known that Star's legacy is an affront and an insult to our people, and we will not stop until every single one of your people who celebrate and revere a false king and its decrepit allies is an enemy of ours. And we will not lift a finger until you starve to death, and then we'll just take what we want anyway. Gilderoy says, Arano, that's outrageous! I will not let my people starve! Well, I'm fairly certain there's nothing you can do about it, unless you want to move on to another settlement. Oh, but then you're going to have to deal with all of those pesky little predators you keep on talking about. Gilderoy says, Arano, you know, if it comes down to it, legacy can overpower independence. We have the weapons, we have the manpower. What do you have? Your guards there, what do they have? Levers and sickles. Mine have chainmail and spears. It's nothing but short of my good graces that we have not marched across the bridge and taken the food that we need. Arano, at this point, spits on the ground. I'd like to see you try. I'd like to see you send your people right over. We'll kill every little one of them. Gilderoy just goes, I can see this is getting us absolutely nowhere. If this is your answer, Arano, if this is how it's meant to be, then it's war.
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
So you cast Zone of Truth. How long does it take you to cast that? An action?
I believe so. I'm going to go look it up. Yeah, an action.
All right. So with that, a golden spherical area emanates from Cora. What's the radius on that?
So I have a range of 16 feet, and it's a 15-foot radius sphere centered on the point of my choice. So I'm going to center it in the middle of these fellas.
So there.
Yeah, whatever covers both of them best.
No worries. So a golden spherical energy springs into existence between Arano and Gilderoy. The guards immediately go, Arano and Gilderoy just go, what is this wrong? Is this you doing it? Arano just goes, no, this isn't me.
I'm going to look at Arano and say, what's your name?
What?
Who are you? What's your name?
You know who I am.
What's your name? Speak it.
I don't feel I have to.
I'm going to look and say, it's not Arano. Who are you?
Gilderoy is looking at you, Cora, and goes, are you... What? Arano. You are... What? You are Arano, aren't you?
At this point, I'd step forward and say, I can detect transmutation magic from Arano. Transmutation is used to change the form of things. I do not believe this to be Arano. I mean, Gilderoy, what is your name?
I am known by some as Gilderoy Tyler.
Okay. You see, Arano, you see how easy it is to answer a simple question? Ish.
Arano looks at me and says, some would call me Arano Leafheart.
I'm gonna look at Arano and say, is this your true form?
My true form is what I want it to be. So yes.
I'll ask a much better question. Who else is in this woods waiting for us?
Arano looks around and says, what possible reason would you think that there's somebody else in these woods?
His location was your idea. We trusted you because we believed you were Arano. Now that we know that you're not Arano, the fact that you picked this location is very suspicious. Why did you bring us here?
Because we were waiting for Gilderoy to declare war.
Which he only did because of the unreasonable demands. You met here to make peace and to make trade and to improve your relationships. You have just taken digs.
Dargon, Bark. Dargon.
Thank you.
Arano says, well, it doesn't matter. His voice has been captured and is being taken to the to the settlements as we speak.
His voice has been captured?
Yeah,
Yes.
use magic to record what he just said, basically.
Gilderoy has declared war on Star's independence. And Arana at this point smiles. And I suppose the only thing left to do now is to clear up any loose ends. At that point, when he clicks his fingers, arrows fly from the treetops. Just rolling a few dice here, my apologies.
You're not sorry.
God damn that inside chats earlier, 3 of us.
Right. This guy is killed. This is this guy. And this guy. And that guy. Gilderoy takes 6 points of piercing damage as an arrow flies into his shoulder. Ah! And at that point, locations of individuals are known to you from those shots.
See them.
Who has poor HP? I'm assuming Vorkrist.
Yeah.
Didn't we have we've had a long rest since
You had a long rest. You should all be at full HP.
Yeah, no. I have aid though, and it gives them extra.
Isn't that anyone in
HP.
30 foot of you?
Yeah.
Right, well, if that's what you want to do on your particular action, on your particular turn, that's absolutely fine. Because as Arano smiles, his body starts shifting, kind of comes bubble-like, and his skin turns blue, his mouth fades away, and he turns into a completely separate individual with large yellow eyes, a lack of facial hair and features. This is
Does he have?
a doppelganger. Can I get initiative from everybody, please?
Oh.
I think I rolled. I did click on my token.
Yeah, I did as
Oh,
well.
I'm on the wrong thing. I clicked on the rule instead of the thing. But that's right. I'll re-roll and put my existing
12.
thing on it. Yeah, so I had 13.
No,
Going to toilet quickly.
no worries.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Yeah, same.
Who's missing from there? Emron, Isaac, Bark, Cora. I'm missing Cora. Got 5. Okay, and then right, let's roll some of my initiatives. Right. Okay. And then these guys down here. Oh, natural 20 from those guys. Somehow Bark still...
Are they up the tree, this archers?
Yeah, they are up. They are in the trees, yes.
Yeah.
Which would suggest that they've been here a while.
Mm.
There's only 5 of them from what you can see.
Mm.
Like for everybody to get back, and then I shall
Used to be.
and then I shall proceed to murder you. Oh yeah, I better roll for Gilderoy. I use a 9. So at least Gilderoy will be going before Cora, so that's all right. Okay. Right, if everybody is back, Buck, you're up first.
Yes. You said, so we're blatantly aware of the archers in the trees?
Yes, once they take their shot, their stealth was broken, and you can clearly see where those shots came from.
Cool. All right, I will use Dreaded Ambusher. I don't really need to, but I need I want the extra hit. And yeah. Hold on. So, sorry. So I'm just going to move to here, and I'm going to take a longbow shot at this one with the Dreaded Ambusher.
Yep.
The one literally directly in front of me.
Okay. So this person over here, right?
Yeah, sorry, that one, yeah.
That's a hit on her.
Cool, so that is 12 plus 1. Brilliant.
So you immediately spring to action and fire a shot over at her. She screams out in pain. However, she maintains position the rooftops.
Cool. And yeah, I'll just leave it there.
Okay. Alright, so that brings us to the scout's turn. Alright, so just gonna check, make sure I got this all right. So they have got longbows. Yep, they're all right. Alright, so Bark, you're gonna get a shot.
Cool.
Actually gonna get 2 shots, to be honest. Natural 20 and a 13.
20 hits, 13 does not.
So you will
Obviously,
take
20 hits.
12 points of piercing damage on the crit.
Cool.
Vorkris, you were going to get 2 shots. 23 and 21.
I will take them both because not even shield will protect me.
That's 9 points of piercing damage against you. Agnes, I assume you're on top of the rock, right?
I was sitting on the rock, yeah.
So you're going to get 2 shots. The first one misses completely. However, you hear a definitive cling. That is the sound of her bow breaking. She curses it, and she drops the bow, pulls out a short sword, and jumps down from the tree. 5, 10. Oh, have I knocked my... Somehow I knocked my keyboard out. Completely. What's going on here? Here we go. Here we go. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah. Right, that's what she can do. Right. Emron, you're going to get 2 shots. Oof.
Jesus.
Damn. Right, 3 from the normal.
Yeah.
And then I rolled 8. So 10. So 13 points of piercing damage in total.
13. Yeah.
That's right. And Cora, you're going to get 2 shots. 17.
Both miss.
So first one goes a little bit too wide. The other one actually connects against your armor, but the arrow splinters on the impact. Your armor protecting you for now. They maintain positions there. So Agnes, you're up next.
Agnes is pissed. So she's going to jump from the rock onto the doppelganger's head and stab him with her sword.
Okay.
Do you need me to roll acrobatics for the jumping? Or
No, it's a simple jump. So,
okay, and then I'm going to stab him in the face with my rapier.
all right, that is a hit. Roll. So it's 4 piercing damage on him. So you jump off the rock, immediately stab him. So you go for the face area. However, he's able to move out in time, and you get him in the shoulder, and he pushes you off of it, and his eyes glow a sort of a red molten area, and the area beneath your feet immediately starts glowing, sort of like fiery. Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please? So you succeed. You only take half damage from Hellish Rebuke. So you will take 6 points of fire damage on that. As the flames immediately erupt from below, you're able to jump away just in time, but they do scrape across your leg.
And I'm gonna just be like, you sack of shit! I fucking knew it. Sparhawk, have some bardic inspiration as a bonus action. I'm too angry to think of anything at the moment.
All right, that brings us to Emron's turn.
So now seeing the archers in the trees and having taken some damage,
Yep.
Emron will point at this one in the tree.
Yep.
And then he will cast Moonbeam on her.
All right, so that's a Constitution saving throw?
Yes.
At the start of his turn, I believe.
Let me get the VTT.
Yeah.
Moonbeam.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try just drop the token in.
Yeah, when a creature enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. Yeah, so this is akin to how spirit guardians work. So effectively, these kinds of spells can't damage a creature twice on the same round. So on this particular instance, since it's being created on his location, he'll take the damage at the start of her turn.
Okay.
So
I'll just put it above her, but it's on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so that is your action. Anything else you wanted to do?
Yeah. Bonus action, healing word on Gilderoy, please.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
Just to keep him alive. We don't want him dead, I don't think. 7 back.
So the wound that he sustained from the arrow heals up completely, and he just goes, ah, ah, ah! He's terrified. All right,
that ends my turn. Thank you.
That brings us to Isaac.
Well, I'll tap Gilderoy on the side, say to him, "Don't stray too far. We don't know what's happening back."
Make a persuasion roll. This guy's panicking.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't know if he heard you or not as you cast invisibility, and you can no longer see him.
And then I want to cast. I want to use the Hexblade Curse on the doppelganger thing.
Sure. So is it just Hex or the curse itself?
The curse thing. It's the Hexblade Warriors.
I don't need to make any saving throw.
No. It's just on it.
All right, so it is his turn. So he is going to look around and you can choose any creature. All right, Sparhawk, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as his fiery-like eyes look towards you, and you can feel your armor getting really hot.
Oh no. Okay.
All right, so you only take half damage, and you don't have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks for this,
Okay.
but you will do suffer the effects of heat damage. Oh wait, hold on. All right, so the Constitution saving throw means you don't have disadvantage, but you still take all the damage, actually.
Okay.
So it's the second level.
And if it was a weapon, you'd have dropped it. But
So
you can't drop your arm.
that takes you take 13 points of fire damage from this guy.
Okay.
And then he is going to... yeah, he's going to go over here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he's going to... so Agnes and Sparhawk both get opportunity attacks.
Okay.
That's a hit from
Ooh.
Agnes.
Yes,
Nice.
That is just a hit from Sparhawk. So that's 13 from Sparhawk and 7 from Agnes. 7. It's 13. And then he's going to spend the last 5 feet of his movement to slide down. So those of you who are on the plateau, you have lost sight on him. You know where he is, but you can't see him at the moment because he's gone directly downwards. All right, Vorkus, it's your turn.
Okie doke. Vorquis is probably running to the edge of the plateau. Yes. How far away am I? I probably can't get to her. Would I be able to see him from there? I can go up to the top bit, actually.
Yeah,
Probably see him from there.
yeah, definitely from there.
Happy days. I'm going to go up there and toll the dead.
Okay, so it's a wisdom saving throw from him, right?
Indeed. DC 13, please.
8.
Okie doke. He has taken damage, so it'll be a D12. 3!
Yeah.
I'm useful, guys!
So you'll hear a gong, and this doppelganger just goes, but shakes off the worst of the effects. He looks up at you, Vorkus, and his eyes glow red again. Can you make a dexterity saving throw? You make it, so you only take half damage against Hellish Rebuke. So you will take 7 points of fire damage. Alright, that brings us to Sparhawk.
So obviously, Isaac's just literally seconds earlier just reached out and turned him invisible.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't suppose I'd be able to perceive whether he's moved or not.
You can reach out, and he's no longer in that same location.
Fuck.
Yeah, he went before.
Okay.
He went before Vorkus.
I'm just going to chase after the doppelganger guy.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Does the curse that Isaac put on him give everybody the bonus to the damage, or just
Isaac?
Just Isaac.
Thank you.
So I'm going to chase after the doppelganger and just swing at him with my longsword.
So you basically go sliding down the earth pit after him with your spear up, your shield. Sorry, your shield up, your sword overhead.
Lose my footing as I slide down.
You do have inspiration.
I do have inspiration. That's a D6.
Yes.
6.
I'm not going to use it.
Okay, no worries. But you swing. He sees it coming, and he's able to dodge underneath down the blow itself. I just need to read Heat Metal again.
It's every turn or something, isn't it?
Any creature.
Concentration one, though, is he be making concentration checks?
Yeah, which is why I wanted to hit him.
Yeah, that's why I tried to go for him, too.
Yeah, no, he has succeeded all concentration checks so far. Okay.
Bonus action on each turn to cause damage.
Yeah. That's right. Excellent. Right, just checking. Thank you very much. So, anything else, Sparhawk?
I don't think I can do anything with my bonus action, so that's it.
Right. Cora, it's your turn. So basically, fighting through the pain, Sparhawk, with your armor basically being on fire, you maintain your focus, but it's just not enough. Cora, you see Sparhawk slide down, swing and miss after the doppelganger.
We've just, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. We've decided that I cannot see him from here.
Not from your current location, no. You have to move like
Okay.
maybe just 5 feet, basically.
All right. I'm trying to move and it will not let me select my character.
Have you got the measuring thing selected, not the arrow on the left-hand side?
No, when I click on it, all the other things will pop up. So I don't know. Can you see that I want to move basically in front of the, like, yeah. Can I see him from there?
Yes.
Okay, then that's fine. I want to cast Guiding Bolt on him.
Okay. Make a ranged spell attack, please. You go to cast a spell, and at that point, you just sort of slip on your current footing and cause these strokes to go arching way too far. Sorry, Cora.
No, you're not.
I am. Anything else you want to do, Cora?
No.
All right. So, Bark, it's your turn.
Yeah. Can they hear me first? Yes. Cool. All right. I'm going to move forward into these trees here.
Yep.
I'm just going to take another shot at the one I took a shot at before.
The ones to in the tree, sure. The 10 is a miss, unfortunately. You just fire, however, it just embeds it into the tree that she's currently, like the trunk she's currently standing on. Anything else, Bark?
No, that'll be me. I'll take it there.
That brings us to their turn. So, that one scout needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, please.
20 to save.
Half damage, 8 radiant damage.
So that will bring it down to 4 radiant damage then.
Oh no, 16. The roll was 16.
When did you roll 16?
Above the moonbeam, my spell. If you scroll up.
Moonbeam. Oh,
Did
yes,
indeed.
yes. Yeah, that's right. You're right. So that is 8 radiant damage on that. And with that, she is going to... she's going to take a shot at you, Emron, before... Well, 2 shots at you before moving.
Yeah.
So 1 and 2. Bloody hell, what's with me? That's my 4th nat 20 tonight.
Yeah, don't rub it in.
TPK.
Alright, so that is 6 plus 2. That's 8 damage against you, Cameron. Can you make a Constitution saving throw, please? DC is 10.
11.
You maintain Moonbeam. So with that, she will jump out of the tree and make her way down here. Basically, just sort of like zoom, zoom, and running at the same time. And that's what she'll get to for that one. All right, so Bark, you're going to get 2 shots from the one that you've been shooting at.
Mm-hmm.
7,
Nope.
8. So, ding,
Nope.
ting, into the ground before you. She's gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. She's dashing to get there, but that's what she can do. Isaac, you're going to get 2 shots. I know. Straight past your head. You just move just in time just to get out of the way. Sparhawk, you were going to get 2 shots.
Oh, the one by me.
Basically, they just land in the earth beside you.
Yeah, I thought she broke her bow. She'd rolled in that one and broke the
that's,
string on her bow.
that's that one there. This one's still down here.
I thought it was the one at the top that one. Okay.
No, it was this one who broke her bow.
That's why she's running.
Yeah. All right, so that is all of the scouts' turn. That's all they can do. Agnes, you're up.
I am going to just measure. I'm going to thunder wave her
All right then.
because
So it's
she's
a
pissing me off.
con save from her.
Yeah, it'll be in the chat in a sec.
Sevens. That's a fail. So she takes 9 points of fire damage. It's a massive resounding comes from Agnes. Is she knocked prone or blast 15 feet back?
I thought it was both.
Oh yeah, it is both. So 5, 10, 15. So she goes tumbling down the hill, and she's knocked prone when she comes to a stop. All right. Anything else, Agnes? It's 10 feet away, so it should be there.
I'm going to look at Emron and say, Emron, help me! And cast Bardic Inspiration on him.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. So that brings us to Emron's turn.
So Emron's going to drop his spell on the moonbeam.
Okay.
So take that away. He's going to look at Cora and say, Cora, remember what we did before? And then he's going to rush over to Cora, grabs her arm around him, and then wild shape into a dire wolf.
All righty
So,
then.
Just going to get the token up. And then with that, it's on there. Yeah. Okay, so I'll get that away. So hopefully Cora's now on my back.
I need Cora to make an acrobatics check.
Go on, Cora.
It's gonna be like an ejector seat, isn't it?
Yes!
Thanks.
She makes that right.
Yes, she will. So,
Right.
Cora, you are now on the back of Emron.
And then I'm going to ride towards the other prone scout and then make an attack with pack tactics. Because,
Right. Just remember, you'll be
Cora's-
traveling at half speed with her on your back.
Okay. All right, so I'm getting the token up.
And that lady's prone, so you would have had advantage anyway. So,
Oh, yeah, okay. So, bite attack. Is that rolling? I just clicked it.
that's a hit. More damage.
Okay. Roll damage. How do I roll damage? Or just 2d6 plus 3?
Yeah. Well, if you click the attack on the Roll20 chat, it'll roll damage. Should roll damage for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you. 9
So
piercing.
9 piercing. So just as this lady is getting to her feet, she immediately comes face to face with a snarling wolf, who immediately lunges forwards and basically just bites into her face and just breaks the neck.
So I don't think I've got any movement left. So I'll stay here.
Okay, so it brings us to Isaac's turn.
So can I run over to here and then try and blast the doppelganger with Eldritch Blast?
Yep, go ahead, make an attack roll, please. That is a hit on him.
Yeah, it's +2 damage to this, is it as well?
Yes, for your hex thing.
For my hex. Can't click it for some reason. Oh, there we go.
12.
Nice.
So 14 total.
14 total. Okay. It's like maximum damage there, isn't it? Oh, almost.
Is he still burning me?
1 second. DC's 10. Yeah, he's still burning you. So, Isaac, you really rush forward. You see him running away, and you 4 minutes Eldritch Blast in your hand. Boom! And you strike him square in the chest. And he doesn't have any blood, so out of his nose and ears, you see just this pool of bluish blood just ooze and pour out of him. He's looking hurt.
Good.
Right, that brings us his turn. So, as a bonus action, Sparhawk, can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Mm-hmm.
All right, lovely. So you still take 9 fire damage, but you do not have disadvantage on any ability checks.
Okay.
So he will immediately turn around. He's going. He is going to. He's going to reach out with his hands crackling with necrotic energy and try to attack you. 19.
Yeah.
You take 14 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, I'm not looking very well.
No, nor am I. Don't think any of us are.
Okay.
All right.
He is going to rush off down into 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Opportunity?
So you get your opportunity attack.
Yeah.
That is a hit against him.
I'm going to chuck a smite on that as well.
Yeah, do it. So that's 8.
Oh, crap.
Okay. So you strike with all your might and you get him across the chest. And the radiant energy bursts forth from your sword. He sort of stumbles backwards a little bit. And he looks at you and then continues running onwards. Alright. Alright, so that brings us to Vorkris' turn.
Okie doke. Vorkris has a new arch enemy. He's not letting this guy escape.
25. Let's see. Alright, so he's gone. Right.
He runs down to here, looks over the thing, and I'll do a firebolt this time.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Yeah, that's about right.
You look over the side, you see him running. Just hits into the ground beside him as he continues to run.
That's me.
Alright, Sparhawk, you're up.
I'm gonna use my action to. I'm gonna move to him.
Yep.
Use my action, lay hands on my own chest, and pour healing energy into myself.
Yeah.
Give myself 10 extra hit points.
Okay.
And then I'll move up to him. And then bonus action will be cast Shield of Faith on myself. So my
so
AC
your AC
goes up.
goes up by 2. No worries. Yeah. Okay, so then that will bring us to Cora's turn. So you're on the back of Emron at the moment.
Yes, and I don't know because technically I'm mounted, but he already used his movement. Does that mean I have to get off of him in order to
No,
move?
so if you were officially mounted, then you choose between either the mounter or the mounted actions, but in this particular case, he's offering you a ride.
Okay.
Basically,
So
it gave you free movement. It doesn't give you any bonuses or anything like that. So
okay, but I could use movement still on
Yes.
him.
yeah, you can get off of him.
Okay.
Roll greatness.
And because of the elevation drop, I cannot see the doppelganger anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Vorkris, how hurt are you?
Pretty hurt, but I'm
Okay.
always pretty hurt. I'm a shitty wizard.
I'm going to ask. So what? No. I'm going to cast aid on Vorkris and Isaac. Do you need it?
You should be
You're
alright.
within range. Okay. Well, then fine. I'm not going to do it if
Yeah.
Word. It's 3 whole people. Then I will just shoot my crossbow at this one.
Which one? Sorry. that one over there. Yeah, you can just about see her.
Sorry, did it not roll?
20 is a hit. Right. As she's running forward, the bolt comes forward, straight through the neck. She collapses down to the ground, tumbles, and then ceases to move.
Yes.
Okay. So you don't want to move anywhere, Cora, is that right?
Let's move over here. Yeah.
Alright, so you jump off of Emron and make your way over to there. Alright then. So that brings us to Bark.
Yeah, another longbow shot, the one in front of me.
Yep.
I'm not a complicated character. Oh my god. Really
So
badly.
you pull back on the string, and you just pull it a little bit too hard, then the string snaps. You'll have to spend an action to repair the longbow string.
Piss. Alright, Alright, and I'm going to use my movement to move back towards Big Wolf on campus over
5,
here.
10, 15, 20, 25, 50. Yeah, no problem.
And that's me.
Okay. So that brings us to their turn. Alright, so... Alright. Oh, Isaac, you're going to get 2 shots.
Yeah,
2
both
18s. So that's 11 points of piercing damage. Are you concentrating on anything?
Yeah, I've got invisibility, haven't I?
You make both saves. So invisibility stays. Alright. 2 down. Alright. Emron, you're going to get 4 shots.
Bring it.
Miss, hit, hit, and hit. So 3 hits. 16. 20 points of piercing damage against you.
I think I'm still okay.
Yeah, you still got 17 HP.
Yeah.
And that is their go for now. So that brings us to Agnes. You're up.
Gonna check the. I know what I want to do. I just forgot to check the distance. Can I still see her in the tree?
Yes, you can.
I will send Dissonant Whispers her way then.
That is a wisdom saving throw on her
It
part.
is. Oh, fuck off! That's 3d6.
Oh, no.
Our rolls just could not be worse tonight.
Oh, no.
2 1s.
13. So it's a fail. So she takes the full psychic damage.
Yay!
It's just a whisper of your mum's in her ear.
My mum's what? Okay. You can see her eyes got a little bit bloodshot from that, but other than that, she's still up. Right, that brings us
Got to
to...
run away as well.
She...
Use movement as a reaction.
She cannot fall onto obviously dangerous ground, so she can't run out of a tree.
No, she won't be able, she can climb down the tree, so she'll be able to get to there, basically. And that'll be her full movement there. Alright, that brings us to...
it should be Emron next. But
yes,
he's
Emron.
Off, yeah, he's off the thing. So, as Direwolf, can I now use my maximum movement to get down to here, next to the Doppelganger?
Yeah, of
So that
course.
I'm not restricted in movement.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll go here, so I'm next to Sparhawk, and I'm going to do pack tactics on the Doppelganger.
Okay.
So, first row, second row.
Right.
The first one hits anyway.
Yeah, the first one hits, so roll damage on the first one.
Yeah.
No, it's
11
11
piercing.
piercing damage. So, and he needs to make a strength saving throw. So he's not knocked prone. However, as you bite into his arm, he looks at you and his eyes flash red. Can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Would that be as wolf or as emerald?
As a wolf.
As a wolf. So I just rolled dex, right?
Yeah.
It's a +2 modifier. 10?
That is a fail.
Okay.
So you're going to be taking the full damage, and he's going to be casting this at 2nd level.
Oof. I might turn back and take extra damage.
Oh, that's 14 fire damage.
Is he 14?
14.
And then that's right, yeah, 14 fire damage.
Is he still burning me, Jack?
1 second.
Ooh, I've got 3 hit points left. Ooh.
No, he's not. Natural 1.
So before I finish, can I just move the wolf here so technically he's flanked?
Flanking doesn't really apply, but sure.
Okay. That will stay there anyway. Block him from the other side. Thank you. Done.
Okay. So that brings us to Isaac's turn.
Sprint over to here, and then same again. Eldritch Blast on it.
Sure.
Ooh.
Oh.
Double snake eyes.
No, exactly. Smoke just comes out of your hands.
That's me done.
Alright. Is Doppelganger's turn. Oof, oof, oof. He's feeling it. He's feeling it. Right. He is going to cast his last 2nd level spell to turn invisible.
Oh no.
Sparhawk and Emron, you both hear the sounds of footsteps running away. You both get opportunity attacks at disadvantage.
Okay. I'll take it.
That's a hit, Sparhawk. That's a hit. Kenny, Emron. Alright, how do you both want to kill him?
Sparhawk, you go first.
I just swing blindly, roughly about head height, and feel a contact. And then presumably everyone will.
On seeing that he's made a contact, Emron's just gonna go bite at it and got something.
Right, so between the both of you, the leg and the head are torn off in instantaneous, and the body collapses down to the ground and ceases to move. Right, so good always gotten the fuck out of there. Chris, you're up.
I would like to cast Toll the Dead on the archer that's just jumped out the tree that Agnes hit.
Yep, so wisdom saving throw from her. 15.
That makes it.
Gong! Nothing happens. Right,
Story of my life.
That brings us to Sparhawk.
Okay, I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm gonna. I keep saying I have no range, but I do have a javelin.
Javelins, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna chuck a javelin at the one
Okay.
just to the south of me.
That's a hit.
Ignore the Julian style thing.
No worries. It's 9 piercing damage. So you throw the javelin through the trees. Ah! You hear her scream out in pain as she yanks the javelin out of her shoulder and just throws it to the ground. Right. Anything else, Sparhawk?
No, that's it.
Right, Cora, it's your turn.
I'm I think I'm just going to go ahead and hit with my crossbow again.
All right, which one you hit?
Are they? I am assuming I cannot see the one that ran away from Agnes.
No, but you can still see the two in the trees.
Okay. Is one more hurt than the other? I can't remember.
This one's more hurt.
I will. I'm gonna go for this one because Bark's string broke, right? I'm gonna go for
Yeah.
this one.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
That is a miss. Into the tree itself, avoiding missing her. And you go about reloading. Is there anything else you want to do, Cora?
No.
All right. So, Bark, your string has unattached from the bow. If you're speaking, I can't hear you.
Yeah, alright, I'm going to duck into this little alcove here, just pull the bowstring between my teeth and reattach it to my bow. And spend my action doing that.
Alright, so that's your action. Do you still have any bonus action if you want to do it?
No, nothing worth doing.
Alright, that's Sabri. So the two are there. So Sparhawk and Emron are going to get one shot each. So Sparhawk, 20. Emron, 12. That's a miss. So Sparhawk, you take 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Right. Bark and Cora, you both get one shot each.
Mm-hmm.
That second one is on Cora.
So I got the 10.
Yeah, you got the 10, Bark.
Yeah, that's the miss.
Cora, what's your AC? I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. It's 18 that hits me.
That's a hit. So you get 9 points of piercing damage as just as you duck behind the rock, the arrow flies forward and nicks you in the shoulder. This person down here, does she need to repeat her saving throw?
No, I thought it was just the one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
thing.
If that's the case, she's going to immediately turn around, start heading her way back. She's going to take 2 shots up at Isaac. First one hits.
Yep.
It's 5 piercing damage against you. You can make a Constitution saving throw, please.
You know when that creature died?
Yep.
Because it was cursed. I don't know if it. Do I gain the 7 hit?
You didn't make the kill, did you?
Right. No, I didn't. I wasn't sure if it just died, because it just says if it dies.
Generally, these curses happen when you make the kill. But
Yeah,
I'll read it. I'll relook into it later.
Yeah, sure.
So you maintain concentration. Gilderoy is still invisible, and that's all of their turns. So Agnes, you're up.
See her in the bottom of the trees now.
Yes.
Okay, I am going to fuck a bitch up
Yeah.
by sending Shatter her way.
Oh.
So there's a con save from her.
Second level.
That's a
better,
miss.
40.
So the trees itself are blown apart, and you just see them fall over on top of this lady, and she becomes buried in wood and splinter.
I was going to make a joke, I'm not going to because I'm an adult. And I'm going to... Who have we got left? I'm going to look over at Bark and be like, Bark, you got this! And Bardic Inspiration.
All right, then. Emrod, it's your turn.
Emron, as the direwolf, will take the dash action, which makes him move 100 feet
That's right.
right to the bottom of this tree where this lady is.
Yep.
In the tree.
Yep.
There we go. Ends my action, thanks.
Okay, that brings us to Isaac's turn.
Run down to here, and I can see this one, can't I?
Yes, you can.
Shake my hand out, and hopefully it'll work. And
Unfortunately, that is just a miss. The force blast itself just goes arching a little bit too wide and crashes into the branch beside it.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Alright. Doppelganger is dead. Yeah, he's long gone. Vorkris, it's your turn.
I will send a firebolt at the same one Isaac just tried to shoot.
Sure. That is a hit. Oh my god.
This is painful.
Just as she's beginning to reload, the firebolt just crashes through the leaves and just gets her on the head. Ow!
That's me.
Okay, Sparhawk, you're up.
How far up the tree is she?
She's 10 feet up in the tree.
I'll chuck another javelin, I guess.
Okay, how many javelins you got left?
I had 4, so I've got 3 left.
Righto. That is a hit. Roll damage.
9 again.
So as you throw the javelin, it strikes her square in the chest. She falls out of the tree and crashes into the ground, splintering the javelin in half, but killing her in the process. Right. Anything else?
I'm going to move back towards the centre.
All right.
So
Then.
this way.
That brings us back to Cora.
All right, so I'm going to move here.
Yep,
This is the only.
that's the only one left. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna move there. And how hurt is very maybe kind of a little.
Wait, what? Her?
Yeah.
She's
how
very.
how hurt is she? She's very
very
hurt. Okay. Then I'm just going to toss my crossbow at her.
Okay. That's
Nice.
hit. More damage. 3 piercing damage. So you just take your arm as this, as you see this direwolf beneath her. She's looking down here. She's meaning to reload. You fire the crossbow through the leaves, through the branches, straight into into her shoulder area. She spins on the spot and falls out of the tree and dies on the impact on the ground. And with that, you all take a deep breath as the immediate enemies, as the enemies in the immediate area have been defeated.
Rush back to Star Legacy, don't we?
But we need to find Gilderoy, who vanished.
We need to find Gilderoy, and we need to find.
Yes,
We need
get
to see if
Independence is where we want to get to, and we want to try and find the original Lorana if possible. He's pretty much the only one that's going to stop this kicking off, if he's even still alive.
Sparhawk's going to shout at the top of his lungs, "Gilderoy, we have vanquished them. It is safe."
Make a Constitution check, please.
Constitution.
Yes, please.
Can I add my bardic inspiration onto that?
Yeah, of course. 13. Okay. You make a perception check, please, Sparhawk.
Uh-huh.
Okay, no worries. So all of you hear Sparhawk yell at the top of his lungs. Some of the birds in the nearby trees fly away, but there's no response.
I did say to him if things went a bit wrong, I'd cast invisibility on him and to meet him back at his place. So, how far did we travel out? Was it long?
There's no way he's getting across that bridge on his own, though.
You're an hour
Half an
out.
hour.
You're an hour out.
Right.
Could be
I was
off
gonna
range
say-
of a spell. Maybe.
Yeah, I was
we
going
need,
to say
we
if
need
he's
to
invisible.
go immediately, I think.
Yeah.
Should we take the corpse of the doppelganger as well? Somehow.
Cora could carry it, possibly.
Our great hulking woman.
The hulking woman is at it.
So we grab the corpse
Yeah,
and
rush back.
and book it as fast as we can back to the...
Can we just do a quick check on one of these archers and just see if there's any paperwork for who they work for as evidence?
And run a
Make an
search
investigation check.
I'd like to do that too.
That's an 11.
Investigation.
while they're looking for paperwork, I'm going to get my
Jesus.
javelin back, the one that didn't snap.
If
Yep,
if
no
somebody
problem.
else wants to investigate, I will happily touch them and give them guidance.
As I say, Emron, you
Oh
still
my
got a
God.
bardic inspiration as
Oh
well.
yes.
I will
Roll
happily
that on top.
investigate
Is that D6?
All right.
Yeah, D6.
with your
Thank
guide
you
arm.
for that reminder.
Uh,
Oh, I got 10. Is that? Yeah.
You don't find
Don't-
anything.
I don't think your guidance is going to save you somehow.
There's been some.
Oh, at least I
bad
rolled
rolling,
max on that
right?
one.
You look through the bodies of the scouts, and you don't find anything on them. All they have is a half quiver of arrows and longbows.
Does anybody need any? Bark, do you need any more arrows?
If you're speaking, Bark, we can't hear you.
Every time. I've not been counting those, so yeah.
You should be.
I didn't think about it, to be honest. I don't know why.
While we are looking through the bodies, I want to see if I can recover any of my crossbow bolts. Sparhawk, I suggest.
How many
you
did you fire?
3.
You can recover 1.
Are the longbow arrows the same as the shortbow arrows?
Yes, they are the same. Arrows are arrows.
Okay, great. So I'll take the half a quiver from the body in front of
So
me.
that'd be 10 arrows then.
Thank you.
I'll take a half quiver as well,
Another 10 arrows for you then.
and I'll start counting from this point onwards.
Thank you.
Sparhawk, are you going to look for your javelin?
I've got it. Sorry.
I'll just look to the group. Do you think I should drop invisibility, or do you think that might put him in even more danger?
While you've got it and you're concentrating on it, we know that he's not dead.
Yeah,
That's true.
true.
I
Should
think
just
we
run
need to
as-
move swiftly.
Yeah,
Yes.
run as
Are we
fast
ready
as
to
we
go?
Yep.
can. Thanks.
Does anybody need any healing on the way?
Yes, please.
Yep.
Please.
I could do some, please.
Yeah, look through what I got.
I mean, I can give some to myself. It's not.
So at this point, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. By the time you get back to the Star Settlement, the sun will. It'll be 3 o'clock, and it'll be the beginning rays of the sunset.
So by the
I think
time we
still
get
need-
back, my invisibility will have wore off. won't
Yes, it would have. Yeah. Okay, so the party begins making their way back through the woods, taking the same route that they originally taken. What pace are you traveling at, and who's taking point?
I'll
Fast.
take point.
Fastest
Right.
we can go.
Right,
Fast,
if you're
yeah.
going fast, can I get a Are you guys stealthing?
Wasn't
Can
planning
we-
on it.
Can
I
we,
would,
if we're going
yeah.
fast?
Sorry, what did people say?
No.
Okay,
Um,
so if that's the case, Bark, can I get a perception check from you at disadvantage, please, as you are rushing forward?
Oh, there's 20.
Nice.
So your trip back through the woods is unfortunately delayed because you are able to identify at least 2 groups lying in ambush. Now, you can choose to engage them on the way, or you can choose to divert around them.
I have
does
passed
it around.
without trace, so I can't cast
You
that.
guys aren't stealthing at the moment, so
Yeah.
I think divert around.
If we spotted them, we can just go around them. Just go around them. We just need to get back to the town.
okay.
We also need to worry about Gilderoy. What if he's been picked up by one of these ambushes?
My concentration would have dropped.
Okay, so we'd like to think he's made it through.
So you divert around it, which takes an extra 15 minutes. Proceeding along a safe path that doesn't basically chuck you into a field of thorns. You continue making your way through the woods, when once again you find the second ambush in wait, trying to get back to the path that you're originally on. And once again, you divert around that one. That takes you an additional 15 minutes to get around to that one. At this point, Isaac, your concentration has broken.
Is that through time or?
It would not be through time.
That turns the rest of the group then. A bit of bad news. I think Gilderoy's been found.
It's been close to it. It's been the better part of maybe about 50 minutes since the battle started, since you were ambushed. Okay, so you continue making your way as quickly as damn possible, and you are able to make up for a little bit of lost time because of your speed. All in all, it takes you about an hour and a half. No, maybe like an hour and 20 minutes to get to the edges of the woods. And there you can see Stars Independence, or the outskirts of it. And you can hear the river nearby, and you can see the buildings of Stars Legacy. And you immediately notice smoke rising from several buildings.
On which side?
Both sides.
Agnes having a panic attack right about now, by the way.
Yeah.
So we can get to the. Make sure I'm not on mute again. Yes.
Yeah, you're fine.
So we can get to town from this point onwards. Yeah, we can just bolt there.
Yes.
Right. I mean, I'm running towards the town now. I need to see what's going on.
So Sparhawk, he needs to just.
Okay. Is anybody staying behind?
No, I'd go forward. But I suggest to the party that the best thing we could probably do is try and take the bridge ourselves and create a sort of buffer until we can calm both sides down.
Out there, I really don't think there is no calming this shit down. I think we fucked up and we cannot do anything at this point. I really am concerned about this, and I really, really don't want to go in there.
I can also definitely support that point of view because I'm very, very hurt.
I mean, we're not politicians. We didn't come into this as politicians. We know nothing about politics. They are fighting amongst themselves anyway. At what point do we say we've done our best? We fucked up here.
And at this point, the view of the streets of Stars Independence come into view. And the people walking around armed are not soldiers of Stars Legacy, and they are not the guardsmen of Stars Independence. They are dressed in similar fashions to the people you saw in the hideout of the New Order.
Fucking hell.
All right. Seeing this, I'm just gonna. I'm turning. If I see the New Order in this town, burning the fucking shit out, I'm gone. In the opposite direction.
Bart wants to retreat.
If anyone's following me, feel free to do so.
Yeah, I kind of want to retreat, and there's another part of me that really wants to just kill some of them. Just out of principle. But I will probably retreat.
Sparhawk's an arrogant prick, but he's not an idiot. He's going to retreat if the other two are retreating.
I don't think we're strong enough to take anyone on now anyway, so to be honest.
We struggled with a bunch of fucking half-assed archers in trees.
Yeah.
I think we need to get back to New Year.
Okay.
Probably just watch for a minute.
This has to be a unanimous decision, I think.
Yeah, I'm happy not to go in.
I would go with retreat.
Yeah.
Here we are, a bunch of cowards.
Agnes, you're just watching, is that right?
Watching, yeah. And just give it a few minutes and just walk away from it.
I want you to make a perception check, please, Agnes. You're on the outskirts of the buildings at the moment. Just watching it all, just keeping yourselves hidden as much as possible. You actually overhear a conversation of two people relatively nearby. They say, "Well, that went pretty well, didn't it? What are you talking about? We nearly lost. Well, the boss took care of it, didn't he? Yeah, but if that fucking dwarf turning up and ruining the entire plan, it's supposed to be bloodless. Oh well. The boss will take care of them, and Zugos. Do you know where they're keeping them? Oh, by the river somewhere. And the guards? I think they're pretty secure at the moment. We're just got to stick with that for a little while. Make sure the civilians know that we're in charge now. Looks like the boss's plan went off without a hitch. It was a touch and go at the moment, especially with that dwarf turning up. But yeah, looks like we're about to get rich real quick, mate. And then the voices disappear off.
Did we all hear that, or was that just...
No, just Agnes.
Okay.
We were too busy running away.
Yeah, I mean, I was safe for a few minutes. Would anyone else have stayed with me?
Tactically retreating.
To be fair, if you weren't actually withdrawing, I would have stayed near you so you were within sight.
Yeah. So well then, Volkris would now see that Agnes has learned something at least.
I still have to walk away. I have to walk away.
Okay. So you withdraw out into the outskirts of Star's legacy. So Star's independence even. How far away do you want to get away from it all?
I'm just fuming. We left the old world to get away from fucking bullshit like this, and we've got out here, and they've just started up again within fucking weeks. Politics, rivalries, wars, just ravaging the fucking land. What is the point? This new world is going to be just as fucked as the old world within 2 years. Anyone want to come with me and find a new world? Sell it ourselves.
Cora's gonna walk over to Agnes, knowing what she knows about her home, and she's gonna, in a very unpatronizingly way, she's already stooped, but she's gonna stoop a little lower and grab her hand and ask, "Are you okay?"
I will be. I'll go and kick something.
You kick a rock. Goes a little further than usual.
I'm gonna take off one of my boots, and I'm gonna show my big old hairy legs to her, or just one of them. And she's gonna see that it's all scarred. And I'm gonna say, "I'm Sparklefoot because I too was touched by fire. But it's okay. We have each other, and we'll figure it out together." I'm gonna put my boot back on.
I'll just squeeze her hand, just be like, "Thank you."
So,
do we need to go back to New Uranium and do anything?
Is there anything we could do to help them now while we're here, or have we pushed it too far? And
Look like the Order are in control now. They're definitely roaming the streets. On this side, I don't know what it's like on the legacy side, but
Just hope they didn't kill too many people.
I did hear the fact that the dwarf made it back. They were talking about a dwarf that made it back and ruined their plans apparently, but the boss is fine and they sorted it out.
There'd be a visible look of regret on Isaac's face now. Sort of hang his head in a bit of shame.
What exactly do you mean they're sorting it out? Does that imply he's alive?
They said something about holding him down by the river, but I mean, how long is the river?
Pretty long.
So he's
If
still
we go
alive?
into
It would, however, I mean, just for the sake of brevity, I'm going to let you know down by the river means inside the settlement. So by the
I had a feeling it was going to be, however, taking the literal words as well.
yeah.
Both sides.
yeah, he's probably fucked then unless someone's got a way in there that we don't know about. Or unless we desperately want to go in swinging spells and axes. A plan I'm normally game for, but I'm feeling very hurt. In fact, no, I'm not. Cora's healed me. But still. Thank you, Cora.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Squishy Wizard appreciates it.
Well, the party has got their first moral choice to make.
I
Do we
disagree with
save
that
the
comment.
dwarf or not?
I did disagree with that comment.
We've had
Have you not
quite
been reading
a
the
few
chat?
In terms of how the module is going to be shaped, this is a big choice. Will you walk away and go back to New Uranium and get on with your adventure, see if there's something you can do in the future? Or will you go in now and try to right the wrongs made?